Mumbai, formerly called Bombay, is the financial, commercial, and entertainment capital of India. The Mumbai metropolitan region, which is amongst the most populous metropolitan areas in the world, with a population of 2.3 crore. The Mumbai metropolitan region is among the most populous metropolitan areas in the world with a population of 2.3 crore. Mumbai also has the highest number of billionaires out of any city in Asia. Mumbai is home to the Bombay Stock Exchange, situated on the Dalal Street, which is the financial hub of the country. Mumbai lies on the Konkan coast of the west coast of India and has a deep natural harbour. On the Mumbai harbour waterfront stands the iconic Gateway of India stone arch, built by the British Raj in 1924. Some of the iconic places to visit include the Marine Drive, known as the Queen's Necklace. This she-shaped boulevard offers stunning sea views, especially at sunset, and is perfect for evening strolls. The impressive Haji Ali Dargah is a renowned Islamic shrine situated on an islet off the coast of Worli. The Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a magnificent example of the Victorian Gothic Revival architecture, now serving as a busy railway station. The Siddhivinayak Temple, a highly revered Hindu temple dedicated to Lord Ganesha, attracts devotees from all over, and the Ganpati festival is celebrated with much fanfare. The Mahalakshmi Mandir is also amongst the most notable religious temples in Mumbai. The Bandra-Worli Sea Link, an impressive cable-stayed bridge connecting Bandra and Worli, offers panoramic city and sea views. Bollywood is another term associated closely with Mumbai. India's Hindi language film industry is largely located in Mumbai, home to Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, Amir Khan, Salman Khan, Ranveer Singh and others. The glitz and glamour of Bollywood attracts many tourists with a chance to experience the culture of Bollywood. Sports is also a way of life in Mumbai, and the city hosts some landmark destinations like the Shivaji Park, the nursery of Indian cricket, the Wankhede Stadium, and is home to Mumbai Indians, one of the most successful franchise in Indian sports. The Mahalakshmi Racecourse was built and opened in the year 1883 and is home to 5 of the biggest derby races in the country. Adding to the list is the brand new CIDCO built Kharghar Valley Golf Course that is now playing host to PGTI's 27th event this year. With a serene atmosphere and excellent topographical beauty, this picturesque tract of land houses CIDCO's Magnum Opus Golf and Country Club, an 18-hole international standard golf course of par 72 and 7,137 yards built on 103 hectares.
Interesting. So, Is Nikhil doing anything right?
Check, 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 check. Hello, hello.
A very good morning to all our viewers. We are here at the CIDCO Open 2025, presented by Larsen and Tourbo. I am joined in my commentary box by Shaurya Singh and Ashwin Krishnan. It's been a terrific morning here at Kharghar, a delightful golf course, a new one hosting its first professional golf event, its first 72-hole golf event. And look at the visuals. You couldn't have a better layout here. A one crore event presented by Larsen Tourbo. It's 28 degrees here, a bit hazy up in the mountains. This is the area which is, of course, the Sayadris. Visibility, of course, pretty good, and stunning visuals for all our viewers. Cannot speak enough about the teeth of this golf course. The wind direction today, 14 kilometers an hour. Well, that's what it is right now, and likely to stay fairly benign at this level for the rest of the day. That said and done, when the wind does get up here, and I certainly hope it will later in the day, that's not the cruel side of me, but just someone who wants to see how the pros get around this course once it really starts showing its teeth. We're now on the ninth hole, a delightful par three, surrounded by water on three sides. Very interesting, as my co-commentator Ashwin mentioned yesterday. It is a very rare water body that is actually two water bodies, and the main water body is divided. So excellent visuals there, and that is, well, that's a lucky break for uh, good, for this little hole, probably an 8 iron in. There's a bit of breeze from the right to the left. And as you can see, it's a bit hazy out there. That's, well, December in Navi Mumbai. A bit of elevation here. It's up in the hills. And it's going to be a fun day out there. We have a bit of a logjam at the top. Veer Alawat at 12 under, 2 under for the day, taking early charge, followed by Rohan Dhole Patil. Well, I would like to reference to him as a local boy. He lives in Pune, about an hour and a half drive away from Navi Mumbai. And Michele Ortolani. Well, we finally in the commentary box figured out how to pronounce his name with a little bit of help from our PGTI tour commissioner, Amandeep Joe Shoria. Michele, that's the
Yeah,
right
I
one.
think it's the musical sound, Michele. It's a beautiful name, nevertheless, and he's playing rather well. And dare I say, so is the field. They're enjoying themselves here at the inaugural CIDCO Open, which has been a resounding success thus far. Now, we were talking about the favorites and who we really have our money on. For me, it definitely seems like Veer.
Right, a little bit of friendly wager, dare I say, what up on the line, Shoria? Well, of course, they're all lovely people, and as you said, Michele also could potentially be the first Italian winner on the PGTI. Well, let me put my money, and I'm going to show a little bit of personal bias on Rohan Dhole Patil. Known him a long time, terrific young man, aggressive golfer, and he could use a win very, very usefully. It will certainly augur well for his confidence. Good to see him at the top of the leaderboard and lurking thereabouts. So there we have it. Terrific track presented by Shaurya. We have a couple of handsome blokes on the screen.
Well, speak for yourself, Shivas. The jury's out on me, but yes, it's early days and early days for us as well here from the presentation booth. I am your host, Shaurya Singh, joined alongside my flamboyant co-host all the way from Amchi, Mumbai, Mr. Shivas Nath, and Ashwin Krishnan, who's out of view, but very much in the thick of things. While we wait in eager anticipation for what this day holds for us. We saw some brilliant golf yesterday, and seems like Akshay is using a putter off the green. So
That's not too bad.
Well, it's really been a stellar week. The conditions, I've had a word with the players. They said that the greens are really rolling well, and they've enjoyed everything up till this point. The hospitality has been immaculate. But what they like most is the challenging layout. It really makes you think. And currently, you can't quite call it out. Veer Lavadol has a slender one-shot lead.
And this hole number 10 today, a very different pin position from what they had yesterday. It's up in the front, just cut on the front, 5 yards from the front and 5 yards from the left. And I believe that this pin position could yield a few birdies because the one at the back yesterday was at least another 25 yards beyond. And as you can see, this green, the miss is also on the left side, and that's a much more gettable pin position. So here we are. Veer Lawat in the lead after 7 at 12 under. Rohan Thole Patil at 11 under. And Michele Ortolani at 9 under after 8, of course.
Some of the players would be looking to capitalize, especially on the front nine, if they are to really change their fortunes. And we have a look at some of them who are doing well. Himmat Singh Rai getting some of that old form back, a winner on the Asian Tour and multiple winner on the Professional Golf Tour of India. Then you also have Brijesh Kumar, who's at 300 today. So some of the players who were in the middle of the pack are now making a move up, and this is a big tournament worth 1 crore. So
But talking about making moves, we see on our screen the ninth hole. This is a miss to the left, and we're lucky to stay out of the water. Ninth hole, the pin today cut 20 on and 5 from the right. So this is a big miss because he's literally missed it across the green to the left side, and we see that visual now. He's obviously it's a good place to be chipping from because you got pretty much most of the green and it's reasonably flat, and he's made a nice chip. But that's said and done. To miss it where he did on the left side was definitely not a good effort at all. Definitely stuck that to the left. Having said that, we were talking about what's happening at the top of the leaderboard. There's been a backward movement on the with Subhash Tamang, who we were waxing eloquent about, and the third hole, the sixth hole, taking its toll again with the triple bogey for young Subhash. He's made a 7 on that sixth hole. That's turning out to be quite the monster. Playing more than half a shot above par through the tournament, and the players are already over 200 shots over par on that hole alone for the 72 holes. That's a big number.
yeah, we've seen the front nine is going to be a trying affair for all of these players.
Yes, of course, and as we discussed yesterday, for the few viewers who have logged in today, the front nine is the longer of the 2-9, and there's a lot of, I would say, premium on how you drive the ball on both nines, but on the front nine, of course, you have long irons in, back nine wedges. Ninth hole, of course, yeah, we see a little bit of activity, some good chips there.
This
Stone
is the
dead.
group of Angad Chima, Manu Gandas, and Michelle Ortolani. Angad Chima, multiple winner on tour, won this year as well. Then you have Manu Gandas, who had that breakout season. He's a former number one, and with that stellar season about 3 years ago where he won 6 times. And then you have Michele Ortolani. We have the Italian player who's doing really well. He's been a regular on the Professional Golf Tour of India and displaying some really good golf. Currently 3 shots behind the leader, Veer Alawat, based out of Gurugram. Veer Alawat is the reigning number one player on the Professional Golf Tour of India who played on the DP World Tour. As if you finish number one on the Professional Golf Tour of India, you get a complete card. As we have a look at Anga Chima here on this tricky hole number 9. It's easy on the eyes, but not on the heart. Gets the heart racing. This tee shot with water everywhere, and
It's a good effort.
that's a really good putt by
That's a
Angad.
very good effort.
A sign of a good professional is speed control. So he really had that dialed in here.
No, you couldn't be more correct, Shaurya. Getting the speed right on the long putts is just so valuable, and that's something which I would really like to reiterate to all our viewers that that is the real gold, because you can miss the line by an inch here or there, no problem. But as long as your speed is right, you're always going to be leaving yourself no work, no pressure, no problem. And a great visual there we saw, of course, just gone off the screen of the ninth green. Water body surrounding this beautiful par three. That said and done, of course, while we have the visuals on Angad Chima, he's actually, he actually won the Pro-Am here, which was played on Sunday. And there was a tremendous turnout, I must say, from a lot of Mumbai and Pune-based golfers, many of whom were experiencing this course for the first time. And they couldn't stop raving about the course conditions and how good the layout is and how pristine the conditions were. So that's of course terrific, and a shout out to CIDCO, who obviously own this course and run this course. CIDCO is a City and Industrial Development Corporation of Maharashtra, and this golf course has been 10 years in the making, and what a great product. And a shout out to IPI, who run and maintain this course on behalf of CIDCO. Top class staff, top class conditions.
Yes, and top class golf as well here at the CIDCO Open, presented by Larsen and Tourbo. While you have a look at hole number 10. Hole number 10 here is a par 4, 447 yards. The back nine, it's a daunting back nine, I'll tell you. They say that tournament, the Augusta, only starts on the back nine on Sunday, and so does the CIDCO Open. The back nine on the final day is where the action will be. That's a good drive, tugged a little bit on the left-hand side by Manu Gandhas. This back nine starts with a 447-yard hole. Offers a few opportunities, especially hole number 16 and 14. They're gettable par 5s. The 16 playing as a par 4, so difficult 16th. But I think in all fairness, it still gives the players a little bit of a reprieve, the back nine, after a grueling front nine, especially that hole number 6, where...
the hole number 6, I have to tell you, it gives most players fits. There's no doubt about that.
Angad Chima now lining up on the left-hand side of the tee. So he's favoring a draw here, is Angad.
Well,
very tall, athletic, and
very languid swing, and these guys have to hit it far, because this is a tough hole to start the back nine, I can tell you that.
And stands quite a good distance away from ball, generates a lot of speed, has a lot of space as well.
Well, that's what he'll give himself, to come from the inside and give it a big looping draw.
Let's see if he's been able to put that draw on that. It seems like he's
a little bit on the right rough, the one that lines the driving range, but I think it's safe. He will, though, have work now with his second shot, because he will have to shape it left to right. However, the pin being on the left side of the green on the front, that's a bit of a reprieve for him, for sure.
Yeah, now you have...
Ortolani in the penultimate group.
Yeah, and also live feed 2 brings to you the leader group.
On the 9th tee.
That was quite the divot. Not quite certain who that was from the leader group. And the ball is underway.
Well, 2 balls in the air, one's lying on the green, it seems, the other in the fairway. Life is good.
Yeah, I think Ortolani has hit the fairway towards the left-hand side. And the leader group comprising of Nepal's Subhash Tamang, Veer Lawat, and Rohan Dhole Patil, who's spearheading the local challenge.
So Rohan, of course, very much in touch with the leader, Veer Lawat, but sadly Subhash Tamang, courtesy a couple of bogeys and a triple bogey on the treacherous 6th hole, has completely fallen off the pace, and he's dropped to 4 under for the tournament, and he's in 5th place, 5 over for the day.
And now on hole number 9, our leader group with... let's see how they do.
This is Rohan on the screen.
We already seen
trademark setup.
We've already seen one shot. Let's see how Rohan does here. This flag is towards the right-hand side, so maybe a fade might be the shot of choice.
I think he's going to want to put the center, because he's played this center green, because he's played this course enough to know this is not a big position you want to take on. I would be very surprised if he went at it.
But ball is... I think that's a decent shot. It's
not bad at all. Absolutely. You see the ball moving right to left. Yeah.
Feed off a little back, but it's I would say it's an outside shot at birdie. He's going
Oh,
to be
for
good,
sure.
good 30 feet from there. This is one of those flags that you don't want to quite flirt with.
No, exactly, because it's just 5 from the right and 20 on. Of course, the green it's center green. The green is 38, 40 yards deep, so it's a good spot, sensible spot. Still has a birdie opportunity, and as we know, that's the difference. Keep yourself in play. You make a putter three, no problem. And this is Subhash Tamang. He has a bit of work to do. He obviously struggled on the front nine, as we discussed. This looks like it's at the flag again. More aggressive line.
Yeah, there was a perceptible difference between three shots. I couldn't quite see any divot being taken by Subhash, so that's why you saw that he had a little bit more forward roll. So it wasn't that steep; it was a lot more shallower hit.
Yes, a very clippy shot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he's trying to control the yardage. So that's a good sign because he's in control.
Well, he's definitely a very good player, as we know.
Not quite sure. I thought we already saw Ortolani or Veer Lawat.
Yeah.
I thought I saw him hit a shot, so you'll soon find out what's
going on.
Yeah, your guess is as good as ours, but that's a good shot right there.
But such a great setting this hole has. All our sponsors, runner boards around this beautiful water body. It's just such a visual treat, and particularly when you stand behind the green, facing the tee. I see so many people when they're walking to the driving range, Shaurya. You cross this green, and they're all taking their selfies and their pictures, which of course augurs really well for the layout that CIDCO has there. Well, there you have it. A couple of fountains, a couple of water bodies, a menacing little sand trap. But as we spoke about yesterday, this is a friendly sand trap because if not for this trap, that ball would be wet.
Yes, and there you have some friendly visitors. This is the penultimate event on the Professional Golf Tour of India calendar, and this is the inaugural CIDCO Open. It's taken a lot of effort to get till here, and I think it's really delivered on all that was promised. So
I think it's delivered a little bit more than was promised, Shaurya, because this has been a completely unknown golf course to pretty much everyone on the tour, besides a few that have actually played it, and it's absolutely lived up to its reputation. I was having a conversation with our tournament director, Mr. Sampachari, last week at the Delhi Golf Club, and I've obviously played this course a lot, and I can't wait to see how these guys are going to do, because this course is a beast. It has teeth, and I think our boys are going to love it.
yeah, so Rohan Dhole Patil currently sits at 42nd position at 18,24,000. So this is going to be a pivotal week for him. If he is to finish in the top three, that would help him to catapult himself up on the rankings. Now, let's suppose that he finishes third, then he'll probably move up somewhere in the top towards the 30th position, 30th, 34th. But if he is to finish second, then he can move up all the way
into the top 20,
to,
maybe
up to around 30th. And if he were to win this tournament, that would help him get to almost 20th position. So he wants to secure that, because the DP World Open, which will happen again next year, and
at New Delhi Golf Club,
the
right?
Hero Indian Open as well. So these are two tournaments where the players want to be inside the top 25 of rankings. So there's a lot to play for, ladies and gentlemen. There's not just this tournament. It's a lot that hinges on the performance here.
I like that you brought that angle in, Shaurya, because I suppose a lot of our viewers would now be aware, if not already, that it's not just about the money you make, but the position at the end of the year rankings also elevates your status to get entries into bigger events which are of international standing.
This putt would break considerably, maybe a little from left, right, and then a little more pronounced. But as we've seen that, trying to call out the lines has indeed been a difficult task, and so I think the players are in the similar boat as we are.
Yes, I'm sure I have to say I'm loving these drone shots and the stickers that the production team is putting on above the players so that it kind of assists us as well as our viewers to identify
So that's a birdie putt for Rohan Dole Patil. No sticker required here.
Stick it in the hole, my friend. He
So
backs off.
I told you a little bit about the line. It's this golf course is giving our players a lot to think about.
And I absolutely love that because, being a new course, it's really making them double think a lot of things, particularly on the greens. In fact, I would say even on the strategy they need to adopt on the off the tees, particularly on the back nine.
Now, as we wait with bated, let's see how he does on this putt.
Looks like a good roll. He's given it enough.
That's a
unfortunate.
valiant effort. Brilliant putt right there.
Great read, great stroke.
It's not about always holding the putt. You want to ensure that you gave it a good effort.
But that's exactly what you were talking about, Shaurya, when the previous group was on this very green, about getting your pace and speed so right that you'd really leave yourself absolutely nothing in terms of effort to tap it in for a par, leave it stone dead. The course playing excellent for hosting its first tournament, having opened literally a year and 4 months ago. Winter as well. So, for many of our viewers, we must tell them that, during winter, the density of the grass on the golf course, literally everywhere, from the tees to the fairways to the greens, gets a little more sparse because of the climatic conditions. And for the greens to be rolling at, 10 and a half, close to 11, it's a great job by the superintendent and the team taking care of it. A bogey putt coming up here. I think this is the answer why we saw him tee it up again, Shaurya. He probably hit it into the water.
And let's see if that is what can happen in a tournament. And I must say that kudos to the design team who've been able to do this, and also to the tournament committee. You just nudge that flag a little bit towards the water, so it entices the player. Even if somebody with the pedigree of Veer Alawat can err on this one, then you see this shot gives you a great idea of how close that water is. So now he's dropped 2 shots right there, so he's not the leader anymore. That is Rohan Dole Patil. So that tells you that how quickly
things change. Yes,
fortunes can change. So I'm a little surprised by that. Maybe that he was being a little aggressive because he made birdie on 7. Is feeling pretty confident. That's what can happen. It's just
or maybe it was just a miscue. Probably.
I doubt that, because he's really under control, and this still is a big target if you were to play towards the fat of the green.
No, it is a big green, no question.
So
Sure, it is a big green.
He's been a little aggressive here, and unfortunately that's cost him. As you have a look at Subhash Tamang,
I love for this young man to make a birdie and get back to at least 4 under for the day, give him some momentum going into the back nine, and that looks like a good putt. Oh boy!
That looked
just
like
Rohan's just missed it.
Looked like he had it.
He did. It did very much did look like he had it.
So yeah, this the watery grave has another entrant. Veer Alawat will not be fetching that ball back. Unfortunately, he'd take 5, and that's what happens. It's a case of musical chairs now. He's trailing. Rohan Dole Patil, the local favorite, is now the sole leader at this point in time.
So, talking about fetching balls back, as I mentioned, this course has been almost 10 years in the making, and what a great product it is. But back in the early days, there's a lot of villages around this course in Kharghar. And one of the things that I must say about the management, CIDCO and IPI who actually run this course is the amount of employment that they have given the local villagers and trained them. And they're now an integral part of the entire ecosystem at the Kharghar Valley Golf Course. And it's just beautiful to see how, they've given a lot of the villagers a new lease of life in a sense, and a much better life through the opportunities here at this golf course. So Rohan Dole Patil on the 10th tee, ready to give it his all. Former India #1 amateur golfer. Good young man.
He's playing true to form, and he's lined up on the right hand side of the tee, so it looks like he's hitting a left to right shot. That's what golfing logic would tell you, that players like to utilize the tee so that they can hit their preferred shape. Looks like it. Like
he likes it.
He's gone left to right, definitely. He's
yes,
not held back either.
He likes it.
It looks like it's in the fairway. Should be good from there.
And also looking at the trees in the background, sure, it looks like a fairly benign day, as we saw earlier. It was about 12 to 14 kilometers an hour. So that's actually probably a good thing for them on this back nine, because
Looks benign, but I'll tell you, it doesn't play like it. We're seeing the scoring today probably a lot higher than the rest of the days. Very few players who are under par, and the front nine has really had its share of victims. We've seen players with really high numbers on the front nine, maybe a handful of players under par, 7 to 8 players, and the pick as of the players who are under par currently is Brijesh Kumar, 3 under par. The second lowest round, Himmat Rai, Shaveem Khan, 2 under par. Still early days, but setting the tone early. Let's see.
well, that sixth hole on the front nine.
That
This one's
is,
gone left.
it's gone left,
trouble.
and he's gesticulating to the left-hand side. And is he in Ortolani territory?
I was just going to say that Artulani yesterday was
Maybe he can
very tiger-esque.
he can get a page from Michele's book.
Absolutely.
Now, Veer Alawat after that double. Let's see how he's able to bounce back. He's also, he is a long hitter, so he can throttle back, and he's put it to the right-hand side. Would just be looking to squeeze a little bit of a fade here. When I say little, it's all relative. His little fade will also be 300 yards in the air. A prodigious ball striker. Look at that language swing, the athleticism.
Very much in control, and I very much like the demeanor, body language, top class. Well done.
Beautiful execution right there. And the back nine is formally underway for the leader group here at hole number 10 at the CIDCO Open, presented by Larsen and Tourbo.
And as we get down to the business end, the back nine for the leaders, may I welcome my colleague and friend Ashwin Krishnan into the commentary box.
Welcome, Ashwin, as we have a look at the top 10 scores here.
Thank you, Shivas. Thank you, Shaurya.
And we just saw 2 shots being dropped by our leader. So you can see a new leader in town, Rohan Dhole Patil. I think that's the first time that he's led this tournament, if I'm correct. And it's about time, because it's a back nine on the final day. So I'd ask all our lovely viewers to stay with us, and feel free to drop your questions, your insights, or thoughts of what you'd like to see more of. It's the penultimate event. The tour will move on to the big one the week after this.
Rohan Dhole Patil can owe his current situation to that brilliant 64 he brought in yesterday. An outstanding card, the best card of the day, and the course record also at the Kharghar Valley Golf Course.
Yeah, just in time. Hole number 11, Manu Gandas, now here on the par 3. You can see the back, the associated tours, DP World Tour, PGA Tour. So, of course, a professional golf tour of India is in fine company indeed. Safely on the green for Manu Gandas. A very well-traveled golfer, Manu Gandas. This pairing comprising of Manu Gandas, Michele Ortolani, and Angad Chima. This is probably an 8-iron for majority of these players, playing about 170 towards the center of the green. Maybe for the longer hitters, it's a 9. Players these days do hit these irons a fair distance. Michele now. Really giving that a lot of air time, hitting that high. Should have a lot of spin on it, and unfortunately misses it on the left side, but lucky that he drew a fairly amenable lie, and should be able to make up and down from there.
The leaderboard looks interesting. The contest now is between Rohan Dhole Patil and Veer Alawat for the time being, with 9 holes to go. The Kharghar Valley Golf Course is the place to be for golf lovers in Mumbai. At third place is Michele Ortolani at 8 under for the tournament. He's playing to even par today with a sole dropped shot on the ninth, preceded by a birdie on the fifth. And he's parred the 10th. So he will look to step on the gas now if he wants to catch up. There's only a 2-stroke difference between him and the second place, Alawat, and 3 between him and the leader.
Angad's ball also underway, safely on the green. And that's a good shot, maybe about 20 or 25 feet under the flag. That's a good position to hold a putt. Will break from his.
A vision shaping world-class cities, creating a global gateway for tomorrow, delivering efficient urban mobility, empowering the next generation, building infrastructure that drives growth, creating vibrant and livable communities. CIDCO, transforming vision into reality.
बढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
Breakthrough. We make breakthroughs happen in transportation infrastructure and equally in all the segments in which we are engaged. Breakthroughs which are accelerating the pace of progress across industry. Breakthroughs which help you see further than ever before. For over 80 years, we have been creating happier, brighter tomorrows. 8 decades of trust. Larsen and Tourbo.
For him to try and increase that lead. Or a shot. He's definitely able to calm the nerves and knows how to perform under pressure. Brilliantly done by Rohan there.
Rowan has gradually but surely stepped on the gas in this tournament. He started with a round of 70 on day 1, 69 on day 2, and 64, as we mentioned, on day 3. And he's already 1 under for the day today. Today's best card thus far. Of course, he's still playing, but Brijesh Kumar at 3 under. It's a low-scoring day. It's a rather high-scoring day, should one say.
Yes, high scoring day. In polo terms, it'd be a low scoring day. It's a little, I think, the handicaps always worked in the other way, a higher handicap in polo. I think talking about polo, from our team, our media head, Mr. Nikhil Kalan, fairly adept at that. I think he can better acquaint us with the workings of polo. But what I must say, there's no guesswork involved. You know who's who right now. We can have those player trackers right there. That's an addition as well. And I think currently it seems my money would have been on Veer Lawat, given that fact that he's very experienced. He's played a lot of golf this year internationally on the DP World Tour. He's notched him some really good finishes. But as I say in golf, no quarter is given. You have to earn it. So that error on hole number 9, that is currently costing him. He's dropped from the lead, and that's given some confidence. A fillip to Rohan Dole Patil, who's stuffed it close on hole number 10. We had some eagles as well on hole number 12. We had one by Chandrajit, Yadav, and another by Tapendra Ghai. 12th is proved to be quite an easy hole, the par 4.
One stroke isn't much at this level of golf, so Veer Alawat will certainly be keen to overtake Rohan Dole Patil. Attack is the best form of defense, and
Absolutely, Ashwin, that's correct. Now you can see that he's kept his ball fairly behind, almost behind his right foot. So looking for that to pitch and run. Yeah, that's the shot that he's intended, but seems like a little bit too much run. I thought that, would have wanted to pitch it a little before, but it's not easier said than done. Now, this chip shot for Veer looks fairly easy, but believe you me, it's not. Especially that the fact that he's taking the aerial route. I would have wanted him to maybe bump it in. That would be the safer approach. And there you go. So, I personally felt, of course, we just commentators, and they know better. But that was a little bit of a risky shot, trying to give it that much airtime, especially when there was no impediment on the way. So maybe he was a little aggressive, wanted to get it close. So that's what players do when they feel a little more aggressive. They try to take the aerial route and put some spin on it and get the ball closer. But the safer plays, of course, you try and get the ball on the ground as quick as possible. That's what they say. And that's what that's what the old logic is, that you try and get the ball on the surface as quick as possible. So
just a question, Shaurya, from an amateur's point of view, why would you not putt from there? It wasn't too much off the green. Is there any reason?
well, putting is always a little bit. It's a game of luck. You tend to roll the dice because it depends on the surface that you have between yourself and the fringe, between the ball and the fringe. So they can and you can't repair it. Like on the green, you can repair spike marks, pitch marks, and whatnot. But like on the surface, you can't change the indentations. You can't touch anything. So often you'll find pitch marks might be there, the grass, tufts of grass, and so on and so forth. So if a ball is rolling on the ground, it can really go off track. So putter is only when you're certain of the surface. But yeah, so in Veer's case, he went with the more aggressive approach. And often when you're off the green, just on the apron, the grass is growing against you, especially if it's an elevated green. That's just how grass grows. It grows in the direction of gravity. So that's how it becomes a little more difficult. The club, the leading edge, tends to get caught under the blades of grass, and that's something that has happened here. So he'll need to gather himself, otherwise, he would be giving back 3 shots in 2 holes. That's something that you don't want to do, especially after the drive here. He was in a good position. Let's see if he can make this one. That'll really be the shot in the arm that he needs at this point in time. That unfortunately is not going to be a par for Veer Alawat. So he's giving another back, and he will now move to 9 under par.
Such are the vagaries of golf, and you have to be on the ball 24/7, no pun intended. Thanks for that tip, Shaurya. It's a great tip for amateur golfers, because often people don't really understand the sport the way you professionals understand it. Intricacies matter a lot, and they can cost you vital strokes, vital shots. Downhill putt that. Oh, and he's missed it to the right.
It's definitely not happening for Subhash at this point in time. And that's something that happens on a golf course such as Kharghar. There's a degree of difficulty that only escalates if your game is not on song. It's difficult to shoot under par here, but the contrary is quite easy. If it, as I say, when it rains, it pours. So if you loosen the reins, the horse can run wild. That's what happens here when the game is not quite working. Now, I think this is the opportunity for Rohan. I would say often there are putts that you need to make. I would think this might be, I know it's a little too early to call it, but this might be a match-winning putt in all things considered, because momentum is such an important thing in golf. It can often make or break a champion. So this, I think, if he can make a putt, it would feel really like worth its weight in gold. No, 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 no. That opportunity goes a begging, but he would still see his lead increase to 2 shots. I think just left one there, but I think Veer would, with 2 shots back, he's still in it, and there are a lot of opportunities for the long hitter to really stamp his authority. So it's all to play for right now. But I'd say that Rohan Dole Patil is making all the right moves right here in the heart of Mumbai, Kharghar Valley Golf Course.
If you take a look at the scorecard, you will see that the bottom half of today's field has a splattering of bogeys and double bogeys with the odd birdie, but more bogeys and double bogeys. So one needs to. Are they actually attacking the pin, or is it just that the pin positions are such that the lower half is unable to convert?
Well, I'd say that as we have a look at that beautiful green and the fairways, the way that they cut, I'd say that the tournament committee, especially headed by Mr. Chari, they make it really worth the players' time. They give them 6 easy pin positions, 6 medium, and 6 difficult. But depending on the golf course, sometimes they switch it up or down. So maybe today is a day where the pins are a little more difficult. You want to be you want to ensure that the best player wins, and often that's somebody that can take on the challenge, the risk. So you want to take the bull by the horns, and currently it seems like Rohan Dole Patil is doing that. So let's see. We'll see if we get a few more spicy pin positions. The one on 9th is definitely enticing. The water right there, and the pin in the foreground. So
11 under on the 11th tee box. It's a sea of ones for Rohan Dole Patil. And he's playing at 1 under today. So one's his lucky number, looks like.
Yeah, playing hole number 11. 169 yards. I'd say that's, by the modern standards, that's a shorter par 3, only an 8 iron. For the medium hitter, probably for the long hitter, still a 9 iron. Somebody like Veer would get there comfortably with a 9 iron. The greens are lightning quick here in Kharghar, 10.9. That's fair enough to say that they're rolling at 11. Mind you, that's close to what Augusta rolls in the practice days. So gives you a fair idea of how good this golf course is. A shout out to the greenskeeping team. They're doing a brilliant work.
And as mentioned yesterday, this is a course where any amateur golfer can walk in and sample the delight it offers, the challenges it offers. So if you're a golfer in Mumbai or anywhere nearabouts and you're visiting Mumbai, do take time out to sample the challenges offered by the Kharghar Valley Golf Course, newest entrant onto the PGTI calendar.
Hole number 11 now. That shot is underway and safely on the green, but not really threatening a birdie, so as to speak. But maybe the putter can make that happen. The pin position on hole number 11 is 22 and 5 from left. Now Subhash with his attempt. I think really this hole would really suit his style. Likes to work a draw, and I have a feeling that this is going to be a good shot by him. Draw it from the right hand side and get to inside 20 feet. Now it should turn over now. Looks like it is. Oh, an absolute beauty. An absolute beauty by him. Just on cue.
What a shot. What a shot. One of the best we've seen today.
It favors his style of play, and I think he can turn his round a little bit around quite a few birdie opportunities.
That will put a little bit of pressure on Veer Alawat as well, because Alawat knows he attack, like I said, is the best form of defense. He knows that he has just about 8 holes left to try to wrench the lead and the title from Rohan Dole Patil.
Looks like this has started on a good line as well. Really good shot, Veer. So he's given himself an opportunity for birdie about 20 feet, and Rohan Dole Patil is about 35 feet. He'll do well to make a two putt from there. The greens are slick, so any error gets compounded, especially if you're downhill. The ball tends to roll a lot faster, and the wind is on that side as well. So he's putting a little downhill, and the wind will be from his back. So he'll have to ascertain how to approach that putt.
That's Michele Ortolani on your screen.
On hole number 12. A little bit about hole number 12. It's 309 yards only. So for these players, that's pretty easy for them to get till there. But of course, it's fraught with danger. You can see on either side. And we have a look at Manu. This golf course has a perfect blend of opportunity and difficulty. There's some holes where par feels like a birdie, and there's certain holes that a birdie feels like a bogey. So I'd say this is probably one of them. The players do want to make a birdie here. Now this should be a fairly comfortable bunker shot for Manu Gandas. He has enough room to pitch it and roll it. Look for this to be a little bit of a running bunker shot. I don't think he'll be looking to put a lot of spin on this one.
A great golf photograph, though. If a cameraman's ready and watching.
That's a decent effort by Manu right there. About 4 or 5 feet for his birdie.
Meanwhile, Ortolani has had 2 pars on his back nine. He's sitting at 8 under at third position. The leader group, as we just saw, has Rohan Dole Patil facing an opportunity to birdie the 11th. If he does so, he will whittle Rohan Dole Patil's lead down by a stroke, which is exactly the need of the hour if he wishes to wrench the lead from the current leader.
And this is Michele Ortolani's eagle putt. So an opportunity to get near the leader here. And that looks like it's tracking. Looks good. And that's a brilliant effort by Michele. So he'll get to 9 under par. Only 2 behind Rohan Dole Patil.
Things are heating up here at the Kharghar Valley Golf Course. And the remaining holes are challenging. Needless to say, the 18th is the hole we're all looking forward to. Stroke index 2.
It'll be interesting to note that who's going to make the victorious choice today. Victorious Choice, one of our tour partners, is an entity inspired by the philosophy of Choice International Limited, while Kelly just makes birdie. And it's risen to become a unicorn in the financial sector with its unique and innovative approach of joy of learning. Angad Chima now wants the joy of a birdie on this hole. And we also have our partners whose hoardings you've seen in the and has been a force for progression and innovation, offering elevated banking experience for its diverse stakeholders and PSUs, retail customers, and large corporations. So, IndusInd Bank, one of the partners of the Professional Golf Tour of India. Let's have a look at Angad Chima's part. I think that Angad, if not make this hole, will be really close. If not make this putt, because he's already got the line and speed. So, it's even Stevens for him to make it a coin toss. I think he should be able to make this putt. Oh, agonizingly close, also on the underside. So, it'll just be a par for the young man.
Chima has 2 dropped shots today. He's playing to 2 over for the day. Tied third at 3 under. Tied for 3 under at tied 6th position presently.
Yeah, some of the players will help their fortunes by having the Amrutanjan Electro Plus on the back nine. Don't want to run out of electrolytes. It's the business end of things. You want to be sharp, focused, and what better way than to have some Amrutanjan Electro Plus? It's a company, Amrutanjan Healthcare is 127-year-old company. That's a lot of legacy behind them. And they're also known for their iconic brand, Amrutanjan Pain Balm. Let's see if Managandas can hold this putt. And Amrutanjan Electro Plus is a juice-based electrolyte drink offered for the first time in India in a convenient PET bottle. It helps rehydrate, energize, and keep the focus up. That's something that these players really do need. Manu Gandas now, he's at 7 under par, ladies and gentlemen. He's not out of it either. He's a proven champion and he knows how to claw back and win a tournament. He's pretty much going to be there right till the end. And Manu makes it.
So what an outstanding putt. Manu Gandas has been playing to par thus far today with just one drop shot on the 6th and birdie on the 8th. So he's clawing his way back. He's, as Shaurya just mentioned, he's not too far behind the leaders. 7 under is not a bad score at all. And with 7 holes left to play, Manu Gandas is very much in the thick of things.
Yeah, he's not going to make it easy on Rohan Dole Patil or Veer or Mikel Ortolani. He moves to 8 under par, only 3 behind. So it's all to play for here in this beautiful setting. Majestic, serene, tranquil. You don't know adjectives when you look at a picture this beautiful.
The 9th in particular has those 2 kidney-shaped water bodies bordering the green. So what an outstanding golf course. What a facility.
Yes, absolutely. And talking about brilliant facility, let's talk about one of our other partners, Amul, powering the PGTI surges. Tour partner Amul, which is India's largest food brand and the 8th largest dairy company globally. The iconic brand Amul has helped the country emerge as the world's largest milk producer. That's really a feather in their cap. And Amul, being a household name in India, will play a pivotal role as a tour partner. And I know all of these players, how important calcium, protein, and everything else is for these players. So a lot of Amul cheese, ghee, milk, and the whole 9 yards being consumed by these players to help them perform on the highest level. Ravi Kumar on hole number 13. This was a look at that stellar shot. That was a hole in one. Look at that. An absolute beauty. That's why I tell everybody, especially the children, please do consume your Amul. It'll help you to make hole in ones. What a shot by him. An absolute beauty there. This hole measures 178 yards. And this was played to perfection by Ravi Kumar. So this week we've seen the third hole-in-one inaugural tournament with a lot of excitement and a lot of hole-in-ones.
Accuracy is the order of the day, clearly.
Hole number 13 now. Playing to 178 yards. And a narrow sliver of a green, an intimidating target. So a hole-in-one definitely here is worth its weight in gold. A brilliant shot right there, using the lie of the land. You ideally want to play a little to the right and let the ball feed off that slope. That's a safer approach, the prudent shot. But of course, no guts, no glory. Ravi Kumar doesn't believe in prudence. He believes in getting it done in style. And that's why he went right for the bullseye and was able to hit it square on. No battles are fought by fighting in the shadows. They are won by being head on. And that's what he's done. Taken the challenge on. And to take you through the rest of the holes, we have Shivas Nath, all the way from Amchi, Mumbai, adding that flavor. Manu Gandas here now. Let's see what he can do on hole number 13. He's already made a birdie. Let's see if he can add to that tally.
Up and about. And looks like he's missed the green. Manugandas just clawed his way back with a birdie on the 12th. There have been a sea of birdies on the 12th, in fact. Michele Ortolani, Manugandas, and Stefan Danek have all birdied the 12th. We've had Chandrajit Yadav eagle it, and also Himmat Singh Rai today. A bit about the 12th hole.
Well, the 12th hole, I have to say, Ashwin, is a very gettable par 4. It's 309 yards. A very challenging one in a sense, because you have to carry it over 250 to get it over a little bit of a, I would say, it's a mini cliff or a water channel. And then the green is set above the fairway by about 15-20 yards. So and these boys are strong, and if it's playing a little bit downhill, they can pretty much pitch it on the green, because the tee is elevated and the green is elevated. The fairway is set below, but green to tee is pretty much at the same level. So you can carry about 280, 290, you're landing on the flat front of the green, and you'll be up there. So no surprises that this 13th hole, and it's very similar also, if I may add, on the 15th, which is, a similar length par 4, maybe longer by 20 yards, where these guys are driving the green, and in some cases, as we saw, even over the green.
So is it that on the 12th, if you're on the fairway just before the green, the hole is unsighted, or is it not?
It's interesting because, this is the risk and reward we were talking about, Ashwin. So it's a very...
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी सिद्धि है
मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली
joining a global chorus. The Song of Progress is never sung solo. We operate in virtually every continent. We speak your language. And wherever we are, we reach out, we share, we participate in the adventure of collective progress. For over 80 years, we have been creating happier, brighter tomorrows. 8 decades of trust. Larsen and Tourbo.
So a few moments of the day we have on screen, of course, our current leader, Rohan Patil. Obviously the president there as well, and former junior India number 1, former amateur India number 1, comes from a obviously a very strong background, a momentum player, and when he gets going, he is hot. So wouldn't we love to see him? Almost local, but would love to see him get this one across the line. There's Michele Ortolani.
It's interesting to see the foreign contingent peppering the top 10 on the leaderboard. Michele Ortolani, Stefan Danek, Subhash Tamang, and Thangaraja. We have 4 different countries in the top 10. That goes to show the popularity of the PGTI circuit. Everyone wants to play here and win.
And isn't it wonderful that the PGTI has world ranking points, Ashwin? I think it became an open tour in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just grown from strength to strength. There's so many international players who come here.
The opportunity for people to convert passion into profession is something that PGTI offers. And this will certainly augur well for the future of the sport in India and neighboring countries. And even countries that are far off, like Italy.
We have people from Italy, Uganda, the USA. it's and I think also for a lot of the younger players who really want to be global golfers, global golf professionals, it's great to go out to different countries and different cultures and climates and hone your skills and build your resume and temperament.
And the fact that golf courses like the Kharghar Valley Golf Course, these courses can only help improve your game.
Absolutely. So there we have Rohan Dhole Patil. Oh, he's not given it enough. So, as we were talking, oh, it started moving. There you go, Ashwin.
That's interesting.
It's, as you can see, he was on the right side of the green when you're facing the green. So that's what we were talking about, this 12th hole. So that's that big hillock on the right side. So if you obviously shove it right, much right further right, then you will have a situation where it was marked with the red stakes and you have that as a penalty area. So that's when things start getting interesting. And also, if I may add, on the left of this 12th green is actually there's a bit of room, but should you hit a big slinging hook, which is known to happen to most or some, that's out of bounds. So there can be those fluctuations in your fortunes based on the strategy you pick.
So that also plays on your mind when you're addressing your shot, I'm sure, because if there is a hook that can take you out of bounds, you'll try to push it more to the right.
No, absolutely. And that can be a fairly scary tee shot, particularly if the wind is, right to left. So you see the trees on the right side of the screen right now. So further ahead, if the screen was double its width, you would see a wall protecting a village on that side of the fairway.
Is that the village you mentioned that people usually used to hit over to get to the green?
Yes. So originally the 13th was a par 4, which has now been reduced to a par 3. Because the 13th tee was on the other side of the village and a few errant tee shots did cause some unfortunate accidents. So the 13th is playing as a par 3 and it is a tough par 3. There's water on the left. The green slides away from front to back, and as we saw, Ravi Kumar tamed the beast, made a hole in one just a few minutes ago.
Missed to the left. He's left with a 3-footer there.
That's for birdie, I believe. That was his tee shot. Subhash Tamang's tee shot just off the front right side on that collar. This is a very interesting green, Ashwin. There's a lot of movement from the right to the left, obviously when you're facing the green. And also from, we say right to the left, the movement, it's scary quick also coming down from the right to the left. As we saw what happened to Rohan's golf ball, it stalled and then it trickled again. You'll see a lot of movement on this putt of his as well. Gravity plays a big role here. He has to hit it high up above the cup on the right and then allow it to, find its way down towards the cup.
On the offset, that looks like a downhill putt.
It is downhill to some extent, but he has to hit it up into the slope for it to find its way down. If he takes a sharper line, that's going to be close to being off the green on the left side.
Gives it a good nudge. Let's see.
You see exactly what I told you. Didn't give it enough. Well, what I could have earned, Ashwin, this week as a caddy.
Yeah, so true. You got multiple career options.
Well, jack of all, right?
And master of all.
So now you see that wall. You see the wall on the back
Correct.
right of the screen? That's the village wall. That's the one.
It's a nightmare for golfers like me, for sure.
Well, it's a nightmare for most of us. I've seen
A
a lot
nightmare for residents of the village, if there's a golfer like
Indeed.
me around.
No, but also what happens, what brings the left side into play, Ashwin, is because, a lot of the guys are trying to drive this par 4. So they give it a little more oomph. And that can, make you turn it over to the left side. So that's where it really, gets to be a little dodgy.
What do you think Veer Alawat's state of mind is now? What's he trying to do? Clearly, he has to attack, right? Because he's just one stroke adrift of the lead. He has birdied the 11th and clawed his way back after that unfortunate double bogey on the 9th and 10th. String of failures there.
Well, as we see on our screen, he's driven this green. I think he'll take a 2-putt birdie, put himself back into the lead with Rohan. Oh my God, it takes an eagle.
I mean, just think about it. You never know what this game throws at you. And there we have Veer Alawat, who was trailing by 1 shot, now jumping into the lead. Of course, we have to wait for Rohan Dhole Patil to address his putt. But Veer Alawat now from 10 under has jumped to 12 under thanks to a long 25-foot putt that handed him an outstanding eagle on the 12th.
Brilliant. Absolutely great strategy. Keep hitting the greens. Some of them will fall. And now Rohan actually has his putt for par. And this is no easy putt. Because because you recall he was just off the green, left it on the front. This one's come here. So he actually has to make this putt to just stay one behind Veer. Things swinging pretty wildly on this hole. But this again, Ashwin, makes it a very exciting golf course to host a golf tournament, because look at the swings that are happening,
For sure. So a par here will keep Rohan Dole Patil at 11 under. But if he misses the par, that lead can increase to 2 in favor of Veer Alawat in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely. It's an important putt.
It's such a mind game, isn't it, golf?
Indeed. It's all about choices, staying in the moment, executing. No. Rushed through that, I feel. Just a bit of a rushed putt.
So things swing in favor of Veer Alawat again. The overnight leader is back in the lead. A 2-stroke cushion over the rest of the field. Of course, we have Michele Ortolani at 9 under and Manu Gandas at 8 under. But presently, Veer Alawat leads the field at 12 under.
And that was a very wild 3-shot swing. Leader makes bogey. The pursuer makes eagle. And it's all beginning to unravel here. And you've been in favor, of course, of watching a playoff, as have I. Well, that would certainly give our production team some fits, because that certainly extends their day. But it's obviously, as we say, paisa vasool for the viewers. And Subhash Tamang, I believe this is his birdie opportunity. No mistake there. A solid birdie for Subhash. Well done, young man.
2 birdies on the trot for Subhash Tamang. And as that putt gets drained, let me take this opportunity to welcome Shaurya Singh back on to the commentary box.
Thank you for that, Ashwin. As we have a look at this putt underway, these greens really do have a lot of undulation on them, and very interesting.
You're absolutely right, Shaurya. A lot of contours, a lot of movement, and again, a lot of strategy. It's really how you wish to approach the hole, based, of course, on the pin positions. And I'd like to also believe that the greens have gotten a bit firmer today, progressively, of course, through the tournament, because that's the weather and the fact that they're obviously newer greens, just a year and a half in terms of age and development. So the 14th hole, interesting par 5, and strategy itself on this hole playing a very, very significant part of the result, because you play it as a 3-shot hole, you're likely to make a 5 or a 4 and walk away. But it also is a short par 5, and if you can get to the green in 2, which most of the players can, the question is about the accuracy and giving yourself the flat hit into the green after a good tee shot, and then controlling that second shot on a green guarded by a big steep drop on the left side and a big, I would say, penalty area on the front.
Now it'll be interesting to note how he reacts after that hole-in-one. A brilliant hole-in-one that we just saw by Ravi on hole number 13. 13 is normally unlucky 13, but not for him. Friday the 13th.
And there you have it. It's
worked to perfection. I think he couldn't have planned or executed it.
Look at that. It's just barely missed one of his co-part players' balls, and it disappears.
Yeah, that was a narrow escape right into the hole. So that is some added prize money as well. So
yeah, that doesn't hurt. And a little extra airtime on our coverage as well, right, Shaurya?
Yes, absolutely. A shot like
and
that.
Why not?
And the best thing is to have your hole-in-one on record, so it stays for posterity, for generations. It'll be there. So a thing to remember as Thanga cleans up. That's a thought that you never really think of. Your hole-in-one being on live TV. That's something that whenever life gives you the blues, you can go back and have a look at that.
Absolutely. These are all the happy moments, the Small things that give us loads and loads of joy. So back to the 13th. This is a very, interesting par 3. Wasn't intended to be one, as we mentioned earlier, but it's turned out to be one. The front of the green, the 20 yards, as you can see, it slopes downwards and it's fairly firm there. And of course, the green also slopes away from front to back. So anything that pitches on the front of the green or just off the green where it takes a firm bounce basically ends up at the back of the green. But if you have that little 5-10 yards more of carry and pitch actually on the green, you're okay. Doesn't take a big hop.
Now that appeared to be Rohan, and the ball, not quite certain whether I thought it pitched beyond the flag. There's been a brilliant turnaround by Veer Lawat with that birdie eagle, so he's leading by 2 shots again, and of course Rohan making a bogey on 12. So that
was a pretty wild 3-shot swing, Shaurya. That, I mean, you have the leader making bogey, you have his pursuer a shot behind making an eagle, and boom, Veer is 2 ahead of Rohan. Is that Mr. Sampachari lurking behind the leaders, giving them a bit of a push, keeping them on the clock?
And not quite certain. Sometimes he's just there for, maybe just a ruling or something of the sort.
Look at that visual. Absolutely beautiful backdrop. Who would believe that this is just outside the city of Mumbai? Look at that. The rolling hills, the beautiful trees. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, and the top 10 scores. And you see there's a log jam here right from the 4th up till the 7th. So there are a lot of... there's a lot of change that can happen on that leader group, especially because they're bunched up. If you look at position 5 to 7, there's just 2 shots separating each other. Of course, the top 2 are in double digits under par. I've been most impressed by the way that Veer has been able to bounce back. It's been an adventurous last 4 holes. It's been a double bogey, birdie, eagle. So it's...
Well, but that's, exactly what, Ashwin and I were talking about, Shaurya, that this golf course, with the way it sets up, lends a lot of excitement because of the strategy and the rewards and the risk, of course.
The last 4 holes, I just thought about it. It's like an anagram for Veer. It's like a double bogey, then a birdie, then an eagle. So it's a perfect anagram. He's done it really well as Veer Lawat. He lost the lead, then regained it in style. Now, hole number 13 is going to be really pivotal. Let's see what Rohan can do here. He's made a bogey. He's played really well. He's even par for the day. And as we talk about the leaders, let's have a look at some of the other scores. Tapendra Ghai is at 2 under for the day.
I think he's finished his round. He is the clubhouse leader at 3 under, isn't he?
Yes. And then you have Himmat Singh Rai bringing back some of that silken touch. A bogey-free 3 under par for Mr. Rai. He's at 3 under par. Probably one of his best finishes in recent past. So it's good to see him back in the top 10. A prodigious hard worker. Former All India Amateur Champion. Asian Tour winner. PGTI winner. And a good friend of mine. So good to see him doing well. And Saptak Talwar is at 1 under par. He is, of course, a regular on the Asian Tour and top 10 finishes there. And a very promising career ahead of Saptak Talwar. A thorough gentleman and knows how to golf his ball. And Shamim Khan is also 2 under par for the day as we have a look at some troubles here for Mr. Rohan Dole Patil. Now he's on the beach.
Rohan, yes. I'm just, trying to get a closer look at this.
Is he on the beach or is he?
No, this looks like he's gone over the back. I see the curbing of the cart path, but he seems to be in a penalty area. So this is a kind of an interesting setup given the current scenario of where things stand between him and Veer.
But I'd say that's really well executed. You see how the ball bobbled up when he hit it. So I'd say that's a good shot. But unfortunately, with the way this green is, it's so treacherous. You saw that.
Well, exactly. The front is on the left side of the screen and Rohan was at the back. So you did see the ball did get up there and finally did circle its way back again towards the back of the green.
I said Ravi would be feeling really lucky right now that he didn't
Ravi
have to,
probably picked up 4 shots on the field.
Yeah, he didn't have to putt on this green, which seems like the ball can break anywhere like a pendulum.
No,
So
it's very steep front to back, which is why I was mentioning everything ends up at the back.
while we're having a look at scores, I just saw that Manoj S and Harsh Gangwar had the ignominy of starting with doubles on the first. So it's a lot of trouble here on this golf course that's lurking everywhere. Of course, there are opportunities on the back nine, some short holes, which I'd say are tempting.
Well, I'll tell you what, Shaurya, the action out here is going to start now because it's the 14th, which is a par 5, the 15th, which is the drivable par 4, and then, of course, you have the 16th, which is again a par 5. So there's going to be a lot of movement that's going to happen amongst the top 3 or 4 on this particular stretch. But more importantly now, Rohan has that 15-footer left to save par, to somewhat stay in touch with Veer, who has a birdie putt ahead.
It's all happening here in Kharghar Valley Golf Course. So we spoke about our partners. We also have a partner, Campa, and a few slogans for Campa. Campa, of course, is a brand that we are all well acquainted with. Well, Campa powers your Zid, and Rohan Dole Patil will need to be adamant on this one. If
he needs to be Ziddy, gritty, stay in there, no doubt.
He'll have a lot of break from the left.
Yes, we can see that. Look at how far left he's aligned.
Looks like he's got it.
He has.
Oh, that is agonizingly close. That was a brilliant putt.
That was indeed a brilliant putt.
Really good putt by Rohan. I think that's that's almost the best you can do. He hit a great putt. But now we have the man of the moment, Mr. Kapil Dev, arriving here
at the Kharghar Valley Golf Club,
and Mr. Joel as well accompanying him, the CEO. So it's good to see that we have the star power here early morning, and of course, Mr. Kapil Dev, benefactor of the game of golf and how much he does for sport, not just golf. Of course, it requires no telling, but his presence here means the world to the golfers and everybody else involved.
Back to Veer. He has his birdie putt. And your favorite camper, Shaurya, holding right behind him.
Right behind him, and this is a putt that is diametrically opposite to the one that
and it's quick. Let me tell you, this one is fast. Look at that. Boom.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. He's got that touch of a champion. That's the difference between somebody who's won so many times. He's able to bounce back from adversity. So his last 4 holes have been double bogey, birdie, eagle, birdie. And that will now open up a 4-shot lead. It's almost looking like a foregone conclusion. I thought that with a 2-shot lead, 3 holes ago, that it looked like Rohan Dole Patil was in the driver's seat, but it looks like he's now barely in the co-passenger seat.
Literally in 15 minutes, right? You've had a 5-shot swing in the last 2 holes. That is spectacular, unbelievable, and makes for this final round to be extremely exciting.
Well done by Mr. Tamang there.
So now Rohan Dole Patil and Michele Ortolani tied at 9 under.
And that is a putting competition.
He's showing the boys how it's done. Him and Amandeep Joel, our tour commissioner, having a little chit-chat. Well, it's really nice. Someone like Kapil Dev is the needle in the Indian sport, a very respected figure. And, golf has a lot to be grateful for the time and efforts he puts in to grow our tour and game.
Also, a word about his golf game. He's very proficient, even now in his 60s. He's really good at golf, fit, and hits the ball a fair distance. I had the honor of playing with him almost 15, 17 years ago, post his cricketing career. He was very proficient. He used to bludgeon the ball well over 300 yards, and that's the reason that he could hit those big sixes at the World Cup and bowl those fast Yorkers.
Well, Shaurya,
he was the premier all-rounder.
A lot of our viewers may not be aware, but he's also represented in the Indian senior team at international events back in the day. So he is an extremely proficient golfer, and it's just not hype. He's the real deal, absolutely.
No doubt. He's a thorough sportsman, and that's why he was bestowed with the moniker, the Haryana Hurricane. and now getting some of that 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 chutzpah through the professional golf tour of India. So it's not just golfing legends; you also have cricketing legends, and a lot of action here that's coming thick and fast.
And as I browse through Shaurya, the scorecard for the day and the score sheets, I see a lot of dark blues, which are double bogeys and triple bogeys for the front nine, which is obviously playing incredibly hard today. But a significant amount of reds and pinks on the back nine, which are birdies and eagles. So it's a very big contrast between the scoring and the difficulty of the front nine and the back nine, particularly today, even though it's been the same on the last 3 days, but today a bigger contrast between the scoring patterns.
I'd say from hole number 12 through 16, these are the 5 holes that really do give you birdie opportunities. 12, maybe not 13, of course, with that sloping green. Of course, Ravi will beg to differ, but 12, 13, but we've seen quite a few birdies in 13 as well. So maybe that the way the slope is, if you get it right and pitch it in the front right of the green, you can have an opportunity. But these 5 holes are the scoring holes here. So if you
And we've already seen 5 eagles as well in this stretch, and we still have a bunch of guys that have to complete or even get into the stretch.
Yeah.
So here we are on the 14th, the par 5.
Good round by Amrit Lal as well, 3 under par. Aryaman Aditya Mohan, 1 under par. Then you have 3 under par for Joshua Seal.
Yeah, Aryaman Aditya Mohan again, I would say a semi-local. He's a Bombay boy, plays the Bombay Presidency Golf Club. And I've seen him go out with a bunch of the, good young amateurs and professionals to play at Kharghar occasionally. So he does have a little bit of a sense of how this course plays. This is an interesting little pitch. It's not going to move from the right as much as we think it will. He has missed the bunker, which is sitting behind that big mound. But obviously he's hit a big second shot, pitched on the green and bounded over.
This is a birdie opportunity. This par 5, barely 502 yards. So let's see. But not the easiest chip shot from here.
Good hands, good control. Has he given it the right amount?
That's
Looks
really well done. That's really well done by Manu right there. Good shot.
He still has, I think, about 6 odd feet, because this, is a bit of a tricky pitch because there's so many people that miss the green at the back. That area, the fringe, is a bit used and overused, because also a lot of amateurs miss it to the back because they're so fearful of the penalty area in the front of the green.
Yes, brilliant insights from Mr. Nath, who's ventured onto this golf course quite a few times.
And I will be venturing onto that golf course next week as well. Can't wait to play it in these pristine conditions quickly after the CIDCO Open.
Look at Ravi Kumar's hole in one. That graphic is following the ball. So.
No, good on Ravi Kumar. That is any hole in one is special, and good on him for having that on a very difficult green.
Angachima now. This is a difficult putt. It is uphill to start with, and then downhill really slick. So,
and a bit left to right, I might add as well, because this pin is right now cut literally on that flat spine, and he's of course, Wait.
Well, you can never have too much of a good thing, can you?
Well, the 13th hole, that looks like another visual of the hole in one. There we have it. Narrowly missing his playing partner's ball, and it disappears.
There she goes. I'm feeling a little left out. I've only had 1 hole in one in my life, and that was not on camera.
Well, we saw where Angad has lagged his putt, so that's what he's got left. A couple of feet to clean up for a birdie. A very handy birdie. Angad, of course, was part of the winning team, the professional winning team at the Pro-Am that was held on Sunday, and very well attended by the golf glitterati, the serious golfers from Mumbai and Pune. And for a lot of them, it was their first time out at Kharghar Valley Golf Club, and they were full of praise for the layout, the conditions, and the hospitality.
Now this will be slick from here on in.
Ortolani, that should have been effort for an eagle, I would imagine. So that should be clean-up job for a birdie. This green in particular, I find, for whatever reason, it just makes everyone very tentative, because the slopes, the contours on the green are actually opposite of the contours of the hills. So there's always a bit of tentativeness in terms of reading the line and the green.
I think that's been the theme of this golf course. It's the greens are they're already playing at almost 11, and then you have these almost every green has a spine or a shoulder running across it, and considerable amount of break and speed. So that makes the players wary of not three putting.
So, we were speaking about how volatile this back nine is. Dhruv Sheeran and seems to have joined the party. He's now at 7 under, having made birdie, and eagle on 13, 14, and 15. And also you have Stepan Danek, who's gone birdie, birdie on holes number 12, 13, 14. So there's a lot of action right here. A lot of guys moving up, and sadly at the top of the leaderboard, a bit of a move downwards by young Rohan. He'll need to steady his ship pretty quickly.
It's all right. If you don't win, you gain experience, and there's still a lot to play for. Maybe he can still come around and make some miracles happen in the holes remaining.
So there you have it, a birdie putt. And he's just about given it enough. He was looking at it rather anxiously.
Manu has been rock solid on this back nine. He moves to 9 under par. So, he's trying to put some pressure on the leader there as well, who's 4 shots ahead. I think he's almost coasting 4 with 5 to play. It's, you can probably put the red carpet out for him at this point in time. He's, there was a testing time between 9 and 10, and he came back roaring with that 3-hole stretch. That's what these champions really have. They have another gear. And of course, somebody like him who's proficient off the tee, really long, it makes it, nothing is easy, but of course he has that, he has all the arrows in his quiver.
Well, he's been India number 1, won the Order of Merit, played on the DP World Tour as well. So there's no question about his pedigree.
Angad Cheema now.
That would make for a nice birdie for him to move to 4 under for the tournament.
Interesting fact about Angad Cheema is that, good putt. Angad Cheema was India number 3 on the PGTI back in 2012. So it's almost like 13 years ago he was India number 3. So he's a really good player, is Angad.
So that's Ortolani with a birdie putt to move into solo second.
That's really well done by Michele. That would have been some second shot to be just like 15 feet away from that flag.
Oh, no question about it.
That would have looked a little scary as well.
It is.
That's what I'm just thinking.
Shaurya, we've got to get you across to CIDCO, to Kharghar, and get around them. I know we've been talking about that round at Delhi Golf Club as well, but now we need to put our money where our mouth is and make sure.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for?
अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
The sun also shines at night. We built the world's largest solar power plant in the Andaman Islands. We are also lighting up the future by opening new avenues for green energy. For over 80 years, we have been creating happier, brighter tomorrows. 8 decades of trust. Larsen and Tourbo.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
Maybe with a 3-wood or a hybrid or driving iron up onto a crest where the flat portion of that hillock on that fairway is about 20 yards. So if you're on the downslope, you're giving yourself trouble. You're on the upslope, you're also not in the right spot. And once you're on that flat spot, it's another 3-wood or a long iron to the green, but over a dip that has part fairway and part penalty area. Now, if you can get that right, you're on the money. And if you get that wrong, well, we've seen a few high scores as well.
Yeah, brilliant drone shots as well. And let's have a look at the order of merit. So, number one player is, of course, Yuvraj Sandhu.
Quick question, Shaurya. Has Yuvraj already cleaned it up? Is he the confirmed order of merit winner this year?
Yes.
We just have one event after this one.
Let's have a look at the top 10 scores. And of course, Yuvraj Sandhu has already sealed the deal. He's so far ahead. He's on a different stratosphere altogether. He's at 1 crore 61 lakh and then some. And he has the big tournament to play as well. So, he's not done yet. You have the Tata Open 2025 worth 2 crore with 30 lakh going to the winners. So he's playing confirmed for that event as well. So as we have a look at hole number 15.
And the big sticks are going to be out, and these boys are going to be gunning for that green. There you have it. Not a bad spot. Not a bad spot. Missed it a little left as a bunker, and then he's going to flip that over the bunker towards the flag.
Yeah, he's really playing this back nine in fine fashion. Is Manu. And this has been one of the easier holes for the field. Eagle, birdies, barely any bogeys here. So this is playing well under par. Maybe almost half a shot under par is the average on this hole today. Just by looking at some of the scores, I think, yes, this might be playing as the easiest hole today. Statistically
sort of a bit of a tie between the 15th and the 13th, I would say. Both have been well under par over the last few rounds. And, they're wide fairways, they're exciting holes. You have to be a bit unlucky to get yourself into trouble. But of course, that does happen off and on, now and then. And this hole again, we see Shaurya on the screen, a great visual. There is a water channel where we see the rocks. And then there's another one ahead. So, the correct approach to attack this is a nice high draw. Aim it at the hillock. Take a big bounce off the fairway that also slopes right to left. And, you'll be either on the putting surface or very close to it. The risk, of course, is there's a water hazard about 10 yards over the green. So if you take a big hop or a couple of big hops, you could run the risk of bringing that into play and then having to take a penalty drop.
Angad Chima now on sound. Angad also fairly long. He carries his driver about 280 to 85.
It's plenty good for this hole. But he also misses it a little bit down on the left side. Again, a flip over the bunker, and he should be doing all right. He also has a lovely, smooth, languid swing. Chandigarh boy.
Yeah, very good swing. I've played a lot of golf alongside him. And he's always been a very talented player. Despite the personality.
He's a very pleasant young man, isn't he?
Yeah, very well-raised boy. So coming from the army background, father was the armored corps, if I remember correctly. And played a big part, and so did his mother. And we have a look at some of the moments of the day. This is what it's all about. It's nice to see people venturing out in this lovely weather to enjoy the golf. Rohan Dhole Patil, he's the leader. He's a local hope and really carried himself well.
Rohan, of course, has fallen back off the pace. Manu Gandas is now at 9 under.
Veer Lawat shot from the back of this green. You say that's an area that's frequented a lot. Of course, you want to avoid the hazard and you end up taking half a club extra. And
not surprising at all, because he may have just carried it past the flag, and then of course it's a downslope and it's on a one-way ticket over the green.
Subhash Tamang. One-way ticket reminds me of one of that favorite song.
Indeed.
Plagiarism,
my friend.
Subhash Tamang. He wants a one-way ticket to the hole. Let's see if
this one's quick.
It's a delicate shot, I'll tell you.
Yeah, this one's quick.
He's done well. He's pitched it in the right place. It should release.
I have a feeling he caught it a little thick. It just came off his club face a little.
Looked good
slow.
though.
It looked good, but
surprisingly, he didn't release.
clearly, if you catch it up thick, as we know, it just doesn't, get enough run.
So
Subhash Tamang, unfortunately, out of the race after his horrific front nine.
And now Rohan Dhole Patil. He's at the benefit of seeing Veer's chip. That'll give him a little bit of an idea how this breaks and a little bit about the speed. I think he's going with the putter here, which seems to be the prudent choice, just off the green.
I think he would be aware that this does not move as far right to left as appears.
If he can make a birdie near two putt this and get to 10 under par,
he needs to make that.
Give Veer something to think about. This is going to be a difficult putt to gauge in terms of its speed. It's uphill and then downhill right at the end.
Well, it's a good-looking putt. It's getting up there, but is it too aggressive? He has hit it through the break.
I think he's done really well. As I said, it's uphill, and then in the end, it's a little downhill. So great speed control by him. Maybe have that 5-footer for birdie. So all in all, a rather good effort there.
Well, he still needs to make that 5-footer, dare I say, to stay in touch.
I'd like to call Mr. Ashwin to join us now and give us his take. Ashwin, of course, is a prolific sportsman in his own right, a cricketer, been associated with the sport of cricket and now with golf as well.
Ashwin's been a regular at a lot of our golf leagues and professional events, and brings a lot of value to the golfing ecosystem. A lot of style as well, with his choice of headgear and eyewear, dare I say. Welcome back, Ashwin.
Thank you, Shivas. Thank you, Shaurya. It's an honor commentating alongside you two stalwarts of Indian golf.
So back to the 14th and Subhash Tamang. He has about 8 feet for birdie. An important putt for this young man from Nepal, from our bordering country. Subhash, of course, lives and trains in Bangalore and the Zion Hills, which itself is a venue on our PGTI rota. Works closely with Tarun Sardesai, one of India's premier golf coaches and mentors.
Mention of Tarun Sardesai, I've spent a lot of good times with him and Indrajit Balotia. Tarun always stayed with Balotia in Bangalore, in Calcutta. And some great times with Tarun, Rahul Ganapati and Indrajit Balotia over the years, in the early 2000s.
It's always nice, Ashwin, to see, a lot of the former professionals, giving back to the sport, sharing their experience with, the younger players, because that's one thing that I've always believed, that, players who have been a part of that journey are typically in a much better position to guide youngsters and their parents to prepare for that journey ahead. As we say, kitabi baat ek cheez hoti hai, but when you've actually ghisod, it's a different conversation altogether.
Nothing teaches like experience.
And does we need all his experience to make this putt? He's, I think, about 5 feet away for a birdie, and that would extend his lead to 4 over Michele Ortolani.
Oh, he misses that by a whisker.
He does.
It's also interesting, Shivas, to see the number of eagles in the top end of the back nine scorecard. 5 of them.
No, it's just a fest. If you look at the front nine, there's a lot of blues and dark blues, which denotes the bogeys and the doubles and the others, insignificant others, as we like to call them. But look at the back nine; it's just pink and red.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not colorblind.
That was funny, Ashwin. But that's a huge disparity, and obviously players are getting very, very aggressive on the back nine, trying to push and make their move to get this title. A very important putt coming up for Rohan. He needs to move up to 10 under and tie Ortolani for the second place and give himself a shot at catching up with Veer. Yes, well done, Rohan. Back to 10 under. This would be a big deal for Rohan to, win this title. And as we were discussing earlier, it'll be a big jump up the order of merit. Also move him into the top 25, possibly get him to, have confirmed spots at the Indian Open, the DP World Invitational.
The opportunities are plenty. And like we were discussing, Shaurya and I, about the PGTI and the opportunities this outstanding golf tour presents its participants with to make a career out of golf.
No, indeed. You're absolutely right, Ashwin. The tour has now become an open tour since 2018, where world ranking points have been awarded. And it's also evident from the kind of support we're getting from the government. This itself is a public golf course. CIDCO's putting their own money behind the event, supporting golf. New sponsors and corporates coming in this season. Oh, something seems to be bothering Manu, an insect. So golf certainly, in a great space, and the newly announced PGTI League as well, another big, I would say, boost for the growth of the game in the country.
Without doubt. And it's an open league. I mean, it's not that it's not the top golfers in the order of merit alone who have the opportunity.
Absolutely. I'm glad that our, tour commissioner and CEO, Mandeep Johal, clarified that to the media, because obviously a league has a finite amount of players that can be picked on teams. But it was good that he clarified to them it's not limited to just the top 60. It's unlimited. You can pick a player ranked 150, 120. You see potential, pick him. You see the person as a specialist in match play, pick him. It's an open auction.
Yeah, and as is the case with the IPL, this also gives golfers like Ali Sher and Vijay Kumar and Mukesh Kumar and who have you an opportunity to mentor teams, to coach teams. It's a great career option, and it's a great ecosystem that's being built around the sport of golf thanks to PGTI.
You make a very valid point there, Ashwin, because it also brings back the older players, gives them another, I would say, income stream, and also brings them back into the spotlight, which is great because we're celebrating also some of our past legends.
So true. Best news for Indian golf is the new PGTI League, and we're looking forward to it.
Last week, February, and first week, March, if I'm not mistaken, right? Mm-hmm. So golfers across India, keep your calendars clean. There's going to be some action, some fun. Season 1, most of the golf courses where the league is going to be played out are within the NCR. There's Gurgaon, Delhi, and of course, Noida. And there's a lot of fun stuff planned around it, a lot of competitive golf, and lots for everyone to see and learn from. So here we are on the 15th hole. Again, an interesting pin position. Just below the contours on the left side of the green is on the right. So I would say a very gettable pin position because it's fairly flat. At least visually it seems so. But clearly it's got all these boys, a bit confused because you can see the amount of effort they're making around the cup to figure out the true lines.
Going back to the 14th, nearly everyone in the top 20 has birdied this hole, with the exception of just 3 or 4 golfers. Can you tell us a bit about that?
I think also the age-old adage that as you play a golf course more often, and this one has been an absolutely new commodity. Guys have come in blind, having never played this course, so they've actually probably figured out the strategy and the right play on that tricky 14th hole. Which sets itself up as a simple par 5, but only if you figure out the strategy and execute the shot. So I think that is probably this is their 4th round and a couple of practice rounds. They've figured something out now.
Or Tolani.
I noticed that
drains
was a par.
It. What a putt!
That was a par putt, and a very important putt for him, of course, to stay around the top of the leaderboard, 3 behind Veera Lawat, tied alongside Rohan Dhole Patil, who of course birdied the previous hole to find his way back into the red numbers.
Otolani started his round, this tournament with a 67, followed it up with a 66, but unfortunately had 1 over 72 yesterday. But he's more than making up today.
That that blemish on that 17th hole, that par 3, which is about 210 yards, and the water on the right. I think that's what really hurt him, that double bogey coming in. That was also a bit late in the round for him to try and step on it and make amends after that with just the solitary 18th left, which, as we know, is a pretty strong hole in its own right. Stroke index 2 on the scorecard. And Manu Gandas putting for birdie here. And this is an important putt, because a birdie here would also take him to tied second at 10 under par.
Yeah. So it's a pretty open contest even now. I know that Veer Alawat leads by 3, but nothing can be taken for granted, as we've seen on this golf course.
Well, it's definitely a very exciting golf course. A lot of movement. That's a nice stroke. And he joins the battle for second place at 10 under. It's very surprising and shocking what happened basically on the 12th and 13th hole between Rohan Dole Patil and Veer Alawat. There was a 5-shot swing, Ashwin, in just 2 holes, 15 minutes apart.
That tells you the vagaries of golf.
Indeed.
And that it's anyone's game, anyone's day, anyone's hole. Depends on how you address it and what your mental state is, because it's temperament that dictates the final winner. In terms of skill, they're almost all at par.
Absolutely. Angad Chima, what I would like to believe is a birdie opportunity. This one's going to be a very interesting line. Seems to move a bit from the left, but I wouldn't be too sure. No, it did not move from the left, and I think Angad also misread it just as I did. He'll be disappointed with that par. He still sits, I think, at 4 under for the tournament. But a lot of activity from Dhruv Shuran has, over the last 3 holes, gone birdie, eagle, and moved into a tie for 5th place. It's at 7 under.
Also, the best card of the day today is a 3 under brought in by a handful of golfers. It's not been too low scoring a day.
You're right. It's the greens, I feel, have just firmed up a shade. But I do believe that if Veer is going to get this across the line, and he is also currently at 3 under, he will be pushing ahead, and as is Dhruv Shuran at 3 under and Stepan Danek. A word I must speak about is our friend Mukesh Kumar, the wily veteran. I mean, he's still out there. I mean, he's in 49th place, doing his business, fairly consistent. He's 3-0, of course, for the day today, but he's had his previous 3 rounds at 72, 73, and 77. And of course, like this, which has it's just not a long and strong course, but there's a lot of movement, walking up, walking down, contour elevation changes, and some places also there's a lot of dead walk between one green to the next tee, and he's holding his own amongst guys who are 30, 40 years younger than him. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
For sure, without doubt. I have one question of you. If you were to play a playoff on this course and you had to pick a hole out of the 18, which would you pick and which would you not?
Oh, well, again, there's going to be a lot of personal bias, but let's just say, well, of course, we know it's going to be on the 18th. But that said and done, let's say, from a player excitement perspective, I'd say the 6th hole, because that's, yielded just 3 birdies all week, 4 rounds, and I believe it's over 200 shots over par for the entire field for the 4 rounds and some. And there again, it's 498 yards, guarded by an 80-yard long water body on the front, and it's a narrow green to land on. It's wide from left to right, but it's only 20 yards deep. So there'd be a lot of action on that particular hole, no doubt about it.
Fabulous.
So here we are. Good visuals here again. 15th hole. Again, the driver par 4, I beg your pardon. And I think this is Subhash Tamang giving it a go. Wily, wiry character with a lot of juice off the tee with his driver. He seems to have just found the first cut on the front.
These little thickets of, what do you call them? Tall grass can be proved to be more than a handful if the ball finds them.
They are menacing, but might I add, Ashwin, they're menacing for guys like you and I who don't hit it as far as these boys, because these boys are flying those areas. So
I'm very honored you've categorized me alongside you. Shiv, if you watched my golf, you wouldn't quite do that. But anyway.
Well, trust me, right now I don't even want to watch my own golf. Well, Ashwin, that's the joy of doing what we do. We enjoy what we do, and we are quite happy to have a laugh at each other and at ourselves.
That's for sure. But I must add that I've also had a hole-in-one like Shaurya, so I'm not as bad as it looks.
Well, that's wonderful. The hole-in-ones are very special. And it's always very nice when you actually hit a nice shot and actually, there's good result to that.
Right now, the best shot is the shot of this golf course. What an outstanding view.
Indeed. Yeah. So we're definitely going to reach out to our viewers. This is what you're missing in Navi Mumbai at Kharghar if you haven't been here already. And I know that if you've been here already, you're coming back again soon. Thangaraja on our screen. He likes his colors, doesn't he, this boy? Wears some bright shirts. This whole number 17. In the bunker, the trap that guards the green on the right side. That's a nice little shot. Oh, that's a beauty.
Wow. How did that miss the cup?
Oh, he read the wrong line. Simple.
What an outstanding shot. One of the best shots of the day.
That was indeed, a treat. Copybook. Absolute copybook. I'm glad we have an action replay.
Watch it again.
Still head. No body movement. Feet well grounded, well judged, and just inches away from disappearing into darkness. Thangaraja is a very fine player, and I just, love his momentum, his mojo, his body language, always very positive. As the youngsters say, he's vibing out there. Pretty cool.
He started off with a birdie today, but then lost his way a bit with 3 dropped shots. But he's come back, recovered with 2 more birdies, and is playing to par.
Yep. Well on his way to a top 10 finish for this event. And that would certainly augur well for his Order of Merit position as well. Ravi Kumar, of course, in the hole-in-one boy, the hole-in-one lad from today, from the 13th hole, in tied 7th alongside Subhash Tamang.
Veer Alawat 3 strokes ahead of the field with 3 gentlemen, Manu Gandas, Michele Ortolani and Rohan Dole Patil tied 2nd at 10 under. What is Veer's game plan from here, according to you?
Well,
considering the remaining holes, and the holes really well. So what?
Well, I think he's going to be trying to make birdie for sure on the 16th hole. That's a par 5, and he has the length and everything in his arsenal to do that. And should he make his birdie there, regardless of what the other guys do, I think he's in a very solid place, being 3 ahead, and likely maybe even 4 if he makes that birdie, to cruise through on the 17th and 18th, the 2 solid pars, hit it center green, make a putt, move on. And some putts do drop, particularly when you're in the comfort zone and playing well as he is.
There's the hole-in-one boy of the day, Ravi Kumar, putting from the fringe.
Good looking stroke. Has he given it enough? Yes, he does. This lad loves his par 3s, doesn't he?
He isn't missing much today.
Yeah, he could have bought a lottery ticket today, Ashwin, and he would have done very well.
Just look at his back 9. He had 4 drop shots in his on the way out, but after that, a par on the 10th, a birdie on the 11th, a drop shot on the 12th, and a hole-in-one on the 13th, followed by 3 straight birdies.
No, this was his 4th. This was his 4th.
Yes.
Yes.
He's on fire for sure.
This boy is on fire.
That means he's 6 under for the day.
And he's moved up to tied 6 with Stefan
Not
Danik.
6 under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. He's 1 under for the day. Now 2 under. Sorry, my bad.
So lots of activity there.
What a comeback by Ravi Kumar.
It's always nice to see strong finishes. It certainly puts a young player like Ravi in a good space going into the Tour Championship next week in Jamshedpur. And it's going to be frighteningly cold in Jamshedpur, Ashwin, dare I say.
Beldi and Golmori, I remember there's a little drive from one course to the other.
It is indeed. It's quite an iconic tour championship venue, isn't it? Shared venue, if I may add. And great hospitality, by the host, the Tata Group, and, all the locals. Very excited to have, and very happy, I might add, to have all the top players there.
Great way to celebrate Christmas.
Indeed. It's always been very special doing Christmas in Calcutta as well. I remember as a junior golfer, we would have the Eastern India Juniors, and somehow or the other, it would be during the Christmas New Year week and the last week of the year. Great weather, great festivities, outstanding food. Well, almost to the 15th. Rohan Dhole Patil needs to make something happen. Has he given it enough? And it is tracking. Oh my God, it is blown past the hole. He's an aggressive player, but that just seemed to be misread.
The pressure mounts as every hole concludes. 15, 16, 17, 18. You've got 4 holes left to catch up with the leader.
And, of course, both, I would say all three of them, Manu, Michele and Rohan need to make something happen to put a little pressure on Veer. But, if they don't, then I think Veer's going to be coasting away.
So they will have to attack the pin. There's nothing else they can do because end of the day, playing it safe won't get them anywhere.
Absolutely. And I think Veer too would have driven the green because given how short this hole is, they wouldn't be leaving themselves that far away with their second shots, which would typically have been chips otherwise. So Subhash Tamang, he seems to have also blown it past. We have our leader, Veer Alawat, who's driven this par 4. This putt is slow coming in from the other side. It's all the way up the hill. How well has he judged it? Not a bad effort at all, I'd say, Ashwin. That's pretty solid. And of course, a shout out to our tour partners, Victorious Choice, who have supported the tour for the last year, setting up outstanding player hospitality lounges, scrumptious breakfast, scrumptious lunch, great selection of menus, and of course, our presenting partner for this event, Larsen and Tourbo, who have finally decided to associate with golf. They've done a lot of work in the sports space and overseas. The world's largest cricket stadium in Motera, lo and behold, a product and a project of Larsen and Tourbo, and the L&T Open on the WTA tennis circuit, again supported and sponsored by Larsen and Tourbo, as well as a couple of marathons run across the length and breadth of the country. So thank you very much, Larsen and Tourbo, for supporting golf and lending your weight behind this wonderful professional golf tour.
True supporters of sport in India.
So Rohan, with an all-important birdie opportunity, a birdie putt. How I would love to see him make this and make this a very interesting dogfight going all the way in.
He's got an open stance there.
I think he's moving from the left to right.
Yes,
he's made it.
Wow.
That was a good gutsy putt. Very positive stroke, Ashwin.
For a second, I thought he's going to miss it to the right. To the left, sorry.
But anyway, it just looked too strong, right? That he's going to hit it through the break. But look at this. Beautiful stroke.
Looked like it's going to go to the left, but there it drops.
But, somehow something in his body language let us believe that he's making it because he started walking very assertively towards the cup. Well done, Rohan. That was a big one. Good on you, boy. And Veer to make his birdie and stay well ahead. Good job.
So the difference remains 3 strokes. The only difference is Rohan Dhole Patil now occupies the sole second position at 11 under, and Veer Alawat leads the field at 14 under.
Dare I say, Ashwin, Veer's been very solid. You just look at his scorecard. Mm-hmm. My God. He's just stepped on the gas after the blemish on the 9th and the 10th where he went double and bogey. He's just been outstanding. Birdie the 11th, I beg your pardon, eagle the 12th, birdie the 13th, par on the 14th, and a birdie again on the 15th. Outstanding.
3 holes left to go. He
5
just
under
has to. Yeah.
in the last 5.
Outstanding.
That's special.
Only man who's outdone him is Ravi Kumar with 6 under in this back nine.
Well, he's the par 3 specialist. I'm just kidding. Good on Ravi as well.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है
मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या बावाली जिद क्या बावाली
A vision shaping world-class cities. Creating a global gateway for tomorrow. Delivering efficient urban mobility. Empowering the next generation. Building infrastructure that drives growth. Creating vibrant and livable communities. CIDCO. Transforming vision into reality.
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
Back live, of course, and we see our big boys on the PGTI tour, Mr. Kapil Dev, our president, testing out these newly laid out greens and standing beside him, watching and assisting our tour commissioner and CEO Amandeep Johal, Nikhil Kalan right there on the screen, our head of media. So it looks like a nice fun reunion, and I see my good friend Jaideep Marar there in his bright orange shirt standing out alongside the VIP gallery. So it's so good to see, a global icon like Kapil Paji here, growing the game, putting his weight behind and bringing in new supporters and sponsors. And this, of course, where you see them seated is the wonderful Victoria's Choice Hospitality Lounge.
Kapil Dev, I think, was the first Indian cricketer to actively take to golf. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're so right. Definitely take to golf and do very well at it, I would say, Ashwin, because, typically we know that a lot of cricketers have been excellent and passionate golfers, English as well. And then, of course, we had the West Indians and then, of course, the South Africans. But it's really good to see the amount of Indian cricketers now taking to the game. I believe MS Dhoni as well is now an ardent and passionate golfer as well.
Wonder whether he'll play the Pro-Am at the next event.
Well, I believe he has played the Pro-Am at the Grant Thornton, which is, I think, hosted by none other than our President Kapil Dev. Some lovely visuals of two former World Cup winning captains was doing the rounds of the media. And here you have it, the 16th hole, the par 5. Manu Gandas now has an eagle putt to take him to 12 under and catapult Rohan Dhole Patil. Very exciting, isn't this? I mean, I'm really enjoying being here watching this contest, Ashwin.
For sure, match of equals. It's not a one-sided affair from any angle. Nobody can rest on their laurels here. And you've got to be on your toes because anyone can catch up with you at any given point of time.
Well, as the old age adage goes, you got to be bold to win gold. And that's what they're doing here.
That's a nice one.
Well, I must give credit to my good friend, Mr. Amit Luthra, who I have overheard saying this. So I have just put myself in a precarious position to be countersued by him.
That missed to the right. Otherwise, would have pretty much found the heart of the cup and handed Manu Gandas that much coveted eagle.
Yes,
He's
that
sitting
was
on a birdie putt.
He is, but that was terrifyingly close, if I may say, to make it. And it's always just an inch here, an inch there, because that's what it's all about. But at least he gave himself an opportunity by giving it some. And I am just so personally happy to see this kind of quality of golf at this course because, as we were talking, I have literally seen this golf course grow as it's been put together over the last almost a decade. So it's just so good to see it playing at such a good, at an event that is, very well attended by the top professionals from India and overseas.
Well, I'm lucky, Shivas, because I have a house a stone's throw away from this golf course now. So I can just walk to play, I hope.
Well, I hope you're open to having a new best friend in me. I might take you up.
That's always there.
I know. Thank you, Ashwin, for that. So back to the action. 16th hole, a par 5, a strong one, about 540 yards. And he's left himself a bit short. That was a bit quick. And, Ortolani will have that left, I believe, before he moves on to the strong 17th. Gorgeous backdrop. Lovely course conditions today.
Great weather.
Yes, it's about 29 degrees, which for Mumbai or Navi Mumbai at this time of the year is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Bit overcast as well. We haven't really seen much of the sun.
Well, that's Veera Lawat leading the field at 14 under, 3-stroke cushion. Let's say 2.5 holes left to play.
Indeed. So the 16th itself, strong par 5. There's a fairway bunker on the right side. Some sort of, I would say, a long-running water drain along the left side. But the fairway is pretty wide. Unfortunately, Angad misses that. So, a well-placed drive would certainly augur well to give these boys a chance to get to the green in 2.
Angad Chima started his round with a 73 on day 1, shot a 68 and a 67 to recover and position himself in the top 10. However, today he's had a very uneventful day. 2 drop shots and 1 birdie. Sitting at 1 over for the day.
And of course, Subhash Tamang in the final group. Unfortunately, after a poor front 9 at 4 over for the day, did make a couple of birdies coming in, but still left himself behind and too much work to do now to catch the leaders. Manu, with his birdie opportunity, 3 feet, missed his eagle by a whisker, for those who just tuned in.
This will be his 4th birdie of his back 9 if he sinks it.
Well, it'll be nice to see him make it and join Rohan Dhole Patil in the 2nd spot. No mistake there. Well done. Absolutely clinical copybook putting stroke for all our viewers. Soft hands, still head, nice rocking shoulders.
So that's
dead center.
2 golfers tied at 11 under now. Manu Gandas with Rohan Dhole Patil at 11 under, tied 2nd place.
And is this Ortolani's putt? Oh, it's for a par. It's not for a birdie. So I'm afraid he will stay one behind them at 10 under. So there you have it. Alawat firmly at the top at 14 under. And in pursuit, Dhole Patil and Manu Gandas at 11 under each. And Michele Ortolani at 10 under. Further 3 shots back, Stepan Danik and Dhruv Shuran in the clubhouse at 7 under apiece. So that's where we are at now. And as we get down to the business end of things, I will invite your favorite commentator and my good friend, Shaurya Singh, to take this away to the end. In the meantime, Subhash giving it a heave-ho, his 2nd shot on this par 5 16th. He's got it almost up the green on the front left side, which is a great position. If you must miss this green, that's the easiest spot to get an up and down from.
Thank you for that, Shivas. It's really coming along nicely, this tournament. The inaugural event here at the beautiful Kharghar Valley Golf Course has gone right according to script. It's been a difficult test, a trying test for the players, and Veer Lawat, of course, has seems to have conquered it with only 3 holes to go. He holds a 3-shot lead. He had once seen his lead dwindle and then eventually whittle away altogether. Rohan Dhole Patil was leading the tournament by 2 shots at one point in time, but Veer came back in solid style as you have a look at hole number 16. Rohan Dhole Patil has made birdies on hole 14, 15, and on this 16th hole, the par 5, where he is in perfect position. Let's see if there are a few more trials and tribulations here as we head towards the business end of things. Last 3 holes here at the CIDCO Open 2025. 16 to the par 5, measuring 510 yards.
He's taking his time over that ball, is Rohan Dhole Patil.
Yeah, he understands the importance of it. That ball is airborne. Let's see where it lands up. Oh, an absolute beauty. He's thrown a dart from distance. He's not done yet, and that should work back a little more. It's a very good eagle opportunity, 15, maybe even 12 feet. So, Rohan Dhole Patil, the man from the local from this part, displaying a lot of grit and valor. A brilliant shot. It's not done yet. And Manu Gandas also coming in roaring style. 3 birdies on the trot for the man on our screens. Of course, that's the difference, where he's a prolific winner, a past champion, number 1. These winners have the penchant for clawing back and never quite give up. And they're always under control. And Manu Gandas has another opportunity, maybe an outside opportunity for birdie.
As they say, victory favors the brave, and Veer Lawat has bravado in his name.
Absolutely. He's playing in true fashion to his name. Veer means brave. And he, of course, displayed that valor on this back 9. Michele Ortolani at 10 under par.
And that's found the green. It's not a bad shot. Ortolani on the par 3 17th.
Also, Angachima now. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the final 3 holes here at the CIDCO Open Championship presented by Larsen and Tourbo. It's the inaugural event. And currently being led by Veer Lawat, based out of Gurugram. And on our screens is Angachima, the golfer from Chandigarh, the multiple winner on the Professional Golf Tour of India. And just about gets on the green. Angachima is currently at 4 under for the tournament. The leader is at 14. Manu Gandas is at 11. Manu Gandas is the former number 1. So is Veer Lawat. And Rohan Dhole Patil finds himself tied in good company with Manu at 11 under par.
You see the thickets bordering the fairways of the Kharghar Valley Golf Course. You don't want your ball to find any of those. But then that's where a good golf shot comes in. Good golfers know where to position the ball on this outstanding facility, and risk and reward are dished out in equal measure. There's no shortage of color here, Shaurya. We were talking about the lack of color in Delhi, but
Yes, I think, of course, this is a really nice part of the country. And Veer Alawat, in a spot of bother, he's probably in a little bit too much color. He wouldn't have intended to be there playing the par 5. So I'm assuming he was two there. And so he's played his third. If that is indeed his ball nestled right next to the pin, then that is some shot. But I think that is Subhash Tamang's ball. So, this tournament is not quite done and dusted yet with Rohan hitting that stellar shot. If he's to make that, and if Veer Lawat is indeed able to make his par, but seems like he has not hit the green, so it's not done yet. It's all to play for. Rohan, we know, will make birdie. He'll two putt from there at worst. And Veer, it's not certain that he'll make par. So, there could again be a change of fortunes here on this hole.
So true. That's the last situation Veer would have wanted himself to be in, especially so close to the finishing hole.
We're having a look at Rohan Dhole Patil's season thus far. He's at two top 10s, a 7th and an 8th, and he's been very consistent, a lot of top 25, top 30s. So he's coming along well, is young Rohan. He's previous year also had quite a few top 10s, a best finish of 6th, as we have a look at Veer's chip. Now, this is a difficult one. He has to carry a lot of the green, and it's going to be slick from here. Needs to get under this. He's done well. Seems the contact was good. He's going to run away now. And I think from there, this is almost about the best that he could have done. There's a steep slope from there. And I really like the confidence with which he executed this shot. For a long hitter, and especially somebody who's that tall, rarely do you see very good hands, but this was an exception. He hit that shot almost to perfection, though it has run about 15 feet by.
He's staring down a probably, as you mentioned, 15-foot putt. Not easy under the circumstances, but something that he will have to drain. He's using his old straddling technique now to intricately judge the putting surface, the breaks therein. Hole number 16. 2 more holes left to be played. The CIDCO Open 2025, presented by Larsen and Tourbo, has proved to be a mouth-watering contest thus far.
Yes, indeed. This tournament has been an interesting one. And talking about that, we also have the league coming up. So we want to let our viewers know that they can catch that, I think, towards the end of January, early Feb. It's going to be a watershed moment for professional golf in the country. Well, that is far from the thoughts of Veer. He really needs to make this putt. And he will drop a shot here. So Veer Lawat gets to 13 under par. Rohan Dhole Patil also has a putt, ladies and gentlemen, to get to 13 under par. So that's how fickle a lead is here at the Kharghar golf course. It's Kharghar Valley golf course has been trying. It offers you a lot of birdie opportunities, but if you're too greedy or if you hit an errant shot, it can catch you unawares. And that's one of the reasons that the cut was also at 4 over par. This has been a testing track. And but currently, Rohan Dhole Patil seems like he's given himself another opportunity, another bite of the cherry, if you may.
A 3-stroke lead could well be whittled down to 0 post this putt. He's taking his time over that as Rohan Dhole Patil.
I think rightly so.
Wanting not to put a wrong foot on this. These are the moments a sportsman lives for.
Yes, absolutely. He should break a little from his left and will be slick. Fairly makeable putt. And that opportunity goes a begging, but not all is lost. He still managed to gain 2 shots over Veer Lawat. Now the lead being only a solitary shot. Great shot. The second shot, I thought the putt was good as well. He expected that to break more, and so did I. So I think shouldn't be too hard on himself. That was a good effort by him. While we have a look at Subhash Tamang here.
Subhash Tawang's case is a question of too little, too late. He had a very poor outward journey, playing to 4 over, and went on to 5 over after the 10th, then has returned 2 birdies thereafter. What's your take on this, Shaurya? Do you think the pressure will now build on Veer Lawat? I know he has a 1-stroke lead, but from 3 strokes dropping to 1 could well.
I really doubt it because he's. I think he was already tested on the 9th, and then he came back in splendid fashion. I think he knows that he hit an errant shot, the second one, and he did the best that he could. I think he'll be unfazed. He's still leading. Of course, it's a little more uncomfortable, but the 17th being a par 3 really doesn't favor anyone because if it were a longer hole, I think he could have just unleashed with a long drive. So at this point, I'd say it's, of course, the advantage is still with Veer. He is the leader and he has that long 18th coming up as well. But I think it's become a lot more spicier. I tell you that much as we have a look at Anga Chima. Anga Chima with about a 3-footer here and rolls that in for his par. And the rest of the players have all but finished their rounds. The leaders tee up at the end, as is customary. From the rounds that have already been played, Joshua Seal is the pick at 3 under par. Shamim Khan as well, the all-time money leader, 3 under par to finish this week at 2 under par. A welcome return to form as we have a look at Italy's Michele Ortolani. Himmat Singh Rai also with the round of the day. Anshul Kabatyal, long hitting Anshul, 3 under par. And so is Dhruv Sharan, who's really reared back into view. He was under the radar for the most of this week. And now with the back nine, he's made birdie 13, birdie 14, eagle 15. So he ends the week at 7 under par. Should be another top 5 for this golfer who's going from strength to strength. And of course, leading the tournament is Veer Lawat. But as they say, shaky is the head that wears the crown. And at this point in time, he's feeling the heat of that crown. He's the number 1 golfer on the Professional Golf Tour of India. Has played the most of the year on the DP World Tour. He's a prolific champion and a winner, but it's not going to come easy on the Professional Golf Tour of India. Rohan Dhole Patil has put the wrench, has put the heat on, and he's only 1 shot behind. Manu Gandas in view is also in hot pursuit. He's made birdie on hole number 12, hole number 14, hole number 15, hole number 16. And he's also at 11 under par, just 2 adrift. So it's all to play for here at the Kharghar Valley Golf Course for the inaugural CIDCO Open presented by Larsen and Tourbo.
It looks like a calendar, this 13, 12, 11, 10. What a close contest. And as we get closer to that 18th hole, I'm going to hand the mic over to Mr. Shivasnath to tell us whether he thinks playoff is possible. Over to Mr. Shivasnath.
At hole number 17 now, I think this is It's a good, interesting par 3, hole number 17. Plays in at 215 yards. So it's a long hole. And we've not seen many birdies here. Hole number 17 at 215 yards. But we've seen a few. We've seen about 3 birdies here. So maybe a birdie is still possible. But would take a really good shot off the tee. We've seen that Rohan has hit some really good iron shots, especially the one on the last. Would have been a similar yardage for his second shot, maybe in the vicinity of 210, 220 yards. So the thing is that he's already hit a good shot on the last hole, and this is a similar yardage for him. So I'd say, just on the basis of history, as they say in sport, you're only as good as your last performance. So I'd say that he is more likely to hit it closer here. Because Veer did hit an errant shot there, but of course, that really we're trying to split hairs here now. Teeing it up on the right-hand side.
Yeah, he set that up for a fade, Shaurya. You're quite right with that call. He's moving that back, I think, to the center of the green. Oh, it's on
That's
the
a
left
favorable bounce for him. That's, I think, all things considered, that's a decent shot. Lucky for him to get that bounce, and it's still just about 20 feet for birdie. So good shot.
He's absolutely at it, Shaurya, and you're bang on right. This was a very well calculated, measured shot. Aggressive, not overly aggressive. Trusted his shot shape, and carrying forward that confidence from 3 consecutive birdies. And Veer, of course, having bogeyed the last hole, a 2-shot swing back there. So he's backed up, to 13 under. Rohan a shot behind at 12 under. And Manu, of course, another further shot behind 11 under. And Ortolani at 10. So things have suddenly tightened up.
Yes, and now Subhash Tamang, who's been resurgent on this back nine. Not one to capitulate. He's played this back nine really well. 3 birdies for Subhash, and he's at 6 under par for this tournament. Let's see how he does on this hole.
Well, it seems like he's found the putting surface.
That's a really good shot by Subhash, about 30 feet under the hole, an outside birdie chance. I think any shot on the dance floor is good here.
And live feed too. We have the camera on the 18th tee. So great work by our production and camera team.
Yeah, it's a mouth-watering prospect for us. We're a little confused where to look. Manu Gandas, of course, on 18 has to make birdie.
Sure, yeah. You take the 17th tee. I'll take the 18th tee. That's the strategy.
All right, let's split our responsibilities. And we have Veer here at 17. Probably going in with a 6 iron. This hole placed about almost 220 with the pin position towards the back left of the green. And he's... I think
safe.
He's safely on with about 35 feet, and he has to putt above that, over that shoulder as well. So
he's safe, but Rohan really has
Rohan has
the upper hand, all things equal on the screen.
Yes, it's interesting. He holds the lead, but it's just a slender margin at this point in time.
And back to the 18th tee. The spectacular finishing hole, the elevated tee halfway up the hill, visually spectacular. And there you have it. It's been launched.
Looks like it should land in the center of the fairway. Center left should be fine.
Yes, great airtime for Victoria's Choice. And of course we have our electron Amrutanjan, energizing electrolytes, very important, especially during the summers and warm weather.
Very unique pre-shot routine by Michele.
This is a good, important hole for him to try and move a little bit up the leaderboard, get a better spot on the order of merit as well. Looks like a nice smooth swing. No mistake there.
That's
Perfect.
Brilliant drive. Couldn't have placed it better.
And I couldn't agree more with you.
Angachima.
Yep. Anga's been looking around. He is, of course, in the top 10. He's at 4 under for the tournament. He needs to find that additional gear
Has
at the
a
Tour
real
Championship.
Angad has a really nice, trigger move just before taking the swing back. He sort of has that little bit of shaft lean with his left wrist and does that almost similar to Bryson in a way. Of course, not that aggressive.
That's a great visual, by the way, of the 18th. The tee was where the camera is, and the green is at the far end.
So he has that very nice trigger that I was talking about, and that's something that youngsters can emulate, or even just weekend warriors. Helps you start the swing and create a little bit of momentum before you actually take it behind.
Be careful with the weekend warriors. There's a golfing group at the BPGC that calls themselves the weekend warriors. They might take that personal.
Well, these are just good points. Maybe they can pick
Absolutely.
up from our star Angad Chima.
So yes, back to the 17th green where the action is getting heated. Subhash Tamang, Veer Alawat and Rohan Dole Patil, all in the thick of things. Just a solitary shot separating Alawat and Dole Patil. And in the backdrop, we see that fabulous new clubhouse. It's already up, probably a year away from being finished and fabulous.
Now Veer Alawat employing the aim point technique. We try and gauge the slope by reading how many fingers. I mean, they have the metric they use is the finger and the turn. I mean, it's pretty complicated stuff, but there is a method to the madness.
Indeed, there is a method to the madness. And also, equal part of this technique is about the feet playing a significant role in allowing the player to ascertain the slope, because visually, certain contours can deceive the eyes, but the feet always, when you place your feet, you find that the weight shifts more towards the side that is lower, because that's just the natural, way gravity works.
Subhash Tamang now feeling a little left out. He was contending for the tournament, but currently he's not going to win the tournament or contend for it, but he's definitely can finish top 5. He's currently 6th, and I think that would be really good because it will give him some world ranking points, and that looks good. That's tracking, and
that was a very near miss. It was almost the same body language we saw on the 18th yesterday when he drained that birdie putt, walking it in.
Yeah, this looked as good. I don't know how it turned the other way. If you have a look at it, it was breaking from right to left.
Indeed, a very good putt.
Right at the end, it decided to go the other way. Now it looks really good here.
And yes,
right from here.
You're right. It just.
It's what they call in the cricketing parlance a reverse swing. That's what
we have Ashwin right here. Ashwin, what was that about the reverse swing?
Well, every sport has its take on the reverse swing. This is Shaurya has got it right.
Let's have a look at Veer's putt now. Doesn't need any such dramatic swing, and he's run that by a good 2.5 feet, but should be able to make that.
Yes, but I'm happy to see he gave it a go.
That came to an abrupt halt.
Velcro style.
That was really traveling, and I'm surprised that it came to.
But he was putting up into the hill, and of course our viewers don't see it, but there's a large hill set behind the green on the top right.
That's what probably caused the grass to grow
in the opposite direction. Yes.
Oh, interesting take.
But that's a little bit of local help, because I've played this course a few times, and Rohan Dole Patil, this will move a little quickly left
because he had the hill at his back, so this would be down green.
This would be down green, and it'll move left to right.
And putting through the fringe, so should be pretty even lie for him. So
I would imagine so, because this course is very well manicured. Course conditions are sublime.
20% chance for making it?
Well,
it's a difficult putt.
It is.
It's a difficult putt because he's putting through the fringe. So
a good stroke, and I think that's what is all Rohan needs to give himself a good chance.
Yeah, just put a good stroke on it.
And that's tracking towards the hole. Has he? Oh, he's missed it.
Oh, that looked good. You could see that.
Yes,
his caddy was.
But he did miss it on the low side. It did move a little bit more than he expected. Again, because of the position of that hill behind the green.
But I think in all fairness, that's a really good part. It also tells you a little bit about his nerves, that he's all under control, because it's only about a foot past the hole. He gave it a shot and maintained the speed of the putt also. That's very important, because when you're in the heat of the moment, you want to make sure that you're breathing well. And that's visible the most on the putting greens, especially on these slick greens, which are at 11, and it's in the afternoon now. So, they'd probably be playing closer to 12 at this point in time, because they're sun baked. So it's not too easy to put on them either.
No, that's actually a great analysis, Shaurya. And obviously, being a former professional golfer, you understand these deeper nuances of how the greens dry out, how the slopes play a vital role, and more importantly, keeping your breathing and your mind calm when you're under the pump.
Subhash taking his time on this, because it'll have him a little flummoxed. It broke the other way, so this actually would break from the right. Well done.
Well done. So Subhash certainly, with 3 birdies in the last 6 holes, of course a par here, has sort of clawed his way back into the top 10. He's now at 6th place. Still sadly 3 over for the day, but a very solid comeback from being unfortunately 6 over for the day after 10. Very important couple of putts coming up for Veer and Rohan.
An interesting statistic. Veer has only played 6 tournaments this year, because he's, as I said, he's plying his trade in Europe, and just in limited 6 starts, he's amassed 41 lakh. He's 18th on the order of merit in just a mere 6 starts, and obviously after this tournament he's going to go a lot higher. It just shows you that when he's such a strong player and he makes that putt, so he will maintain that one-shot lead.
No mistake there. Calm, collected. And of course, Shaurya, as you said, having played his game on the DP World Tour, having been last year's number 1, he is a very solid player. No question and no doubt about the fact that he will be getting good results back in India.
So for somebody like him, he's already going to be exempt into all the bigger events, thanks to his international statuses on multiple tours. But of course, it never hurts to climb the rankings here as well, because he would want to play the bigger events in India as well, and he'll move to at least maybe somewhere around the 10th position, I reckon, after the culmination of this week, while Rohan Dhole Patil cleans up on his par. So it's all to play for somebody like Veer. And of course, those world ranking points, they come in really handy.
Absolutely. And this is a big tournament for Rohan. It will be a big result for him, because he has, for the past couple of seasons, not really had some very good results. A very solid player, former India number 1 amateur, former number India 1 junior, lives in Pune. I've seen him grow up since he was very, very young. And he's always been an outstanding individual and a golfer. Well done.
Really good putt.
So 1 shot separating these two as we move down to the final hole. And as my good friend and yours, Ashwin Krishnan, asked, are we seeing a playoff, Shaurya?
Well, I can't quite tell the future, but I think it augurs that it could be in the offing. But it's not going to be easy for Rohan.
What would you like to see?
Well, I would just like to see a good battle and the best man win. And it seems like at this point in time, it could be any out of the top 3, even Manu if he were to make birdie. But I can't really say at this point in time. It still looks like Veer's tournament to lose, to be honest. He's in the driving seat as we have a look at. I think that was Angachima.
Yes, this is on the 18th hole, the front right fringe. I have been there a few times, showing significantly less skill than Angad has there.
But I have to point out that Rohan has hit 2 stellar iron shots on 16, 17. So I think the drive would determine, and he hits it a little shorter of the tee as compared to Veer. So he will probably be the first to hit for the second shot. So if he can put it within 20 feet here, again, that would put pressure on Veer. So the drive for Rohan is the most important. And then we could head to a playoff, but he'll have to make that putt. And he's missed the last 2, even after hitting some really nice irons.
Well, as you said, that's probably an advantage for him to be a little bit shorter than Veer off the tee, because that reminds me of the legendary Sevi Ballesteros. Back in the day when the Open was referenced to as the British Open, we had a scenario where Sevi hit a lot of 1 irons off the tee when he was up against Nick Price to ensure that he was hitting first into the greens and putting the pump on Nick Price. And he did prevail with that strategy.
Yeah, Nick Price, one of the greatest iron strikers ever.
Well, both former world number ones, Savvy and Price.
We have a look at Manu. Manu now would be looking to make this if he wants to have any chance of being in a playoff if it were to happen.
Oh, absolutely. He's at 11 under, and this would take him to 12.
I don't put it beyond him to hold this chip. These players who've been number one players, they have something different. They have that extra gear, or you'd say they're better in the moments.
I like that. They're better in the moments. You're absolutely right.
That's what separates the champions from the rest, is that they can perform when it matters. And I think he's done really well. He's made 3 birdies on the trot, and look for him to give this a run. Of course, it's an outside
nice
chance.
Chip.
And look at that. So he did give it a shot. That's what I'm talking about. And he's hit a good chip shot.
It was indeed a very good effort.
Gave it a run. And that's what champions do. They give themselves an opportunity.
Yes, indeed. He gave it everything he had there. Good effort from Manu. Couple of feet by, 2.5 feet by. Should clean that up and make a par and close his campaign here in Kharghar at 11 under. So, of course, while we wait for Ortolani to putt, a quick word about CIDCO, who have developed this course. Great work by CIDCO. Great setup. Great effort to support this game, and please keep supporting this wonderful world of golf and that lovely golf academy and driving range you have there, and a fabulous short game area. Great work to allow the growth of junior golf and new golfers coming into this game in this region. Very well done, CIDCO. And Larsen Tourbo, the presenting partner, big shout out to you folks for your continued support.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's so important that we have governments and big companies and corporate houses joining us as we have a look at Ortolani here at hole number 18. And also missing it on the underside.
So Ortolani will end his campaign at 10 under. No shame in that for the week. And in 4th place. Well done, Michele.
That's a great effort.
Excellent week here. Well done.
I'm not certain, but I think that's one of his best finishes on tour. So he'd be proud of that. Well done, Mr. Michele Ortolani. We have a look at Angachima.
And that said and done, he didn't really miss that putt by much. I believe it is a misread. He didn't make a bad stroke. It just turned a lot more than he actually expected.
This 18th hole is indeed a grandstand finish here. Uphill fairway with trouble on the left-hand side. Is intimidating off the tee.
Indeed. Well, the good thing, of course, is it's a very wide fairway. So it does, allow people to open up their shoulders and give it a full-on heave-ho.
Now, a heave-ho is something that Angad does not require on this putt. It requires
a delicate touch.
Yeah, delicate touch, indeed, with the greens at a lightning 12. Just have a look at how this ball will scamper on. Downhill to a slick green in the afternoon. Look at that.
No, he's shown it too much respect, and this bogey will hurt.
Yeah, so Angachima would drop a shot and would end his campaign at 3 under par, and that would take him to tied 12th position alongside Tapendra Ghai, Amardeep Malik, Chandrajit Yadav, N. Thangaraja, and Himmat Singh Rai.
That did cost him a top 10 finish, unfortunately. He will not be too happy about that. But it is what it is, He's going to come back better and stronger. He's a terrific player, and I have no doubt. Also a winner on tour this year, a couple of times. He bookended the front 9 and the back 9 of our season, didn't he?
Yes.
With victories.
Him and Thanga as well, 2 victories this season.
And now, of course, we have Manu to clean up for a par after that tremendous effort to make a chip and birdie, which would have put him at 12 under alongside Rohan Dole Patil. So while Manu will clean this up, the action will move to the leader group, where Veer and Rohan are going to have it out on the last for this title.
We also had Shaurya Bhattacharya with multiple victories this year. So, and of course,
Shaurya Bhattacharya himself, a standout talent, terrific golfer. Personally, very impressed with him.
oh,
Oopsie. Wow.
This was rather unexpected.
Indeed. That is definitely unexpected.
Yeah, but
So he's firmly out of the race now at 10 under, tied third with Michele Ortolani. Not the way Michele Ortolani expected a top 3 finish.
yeah, but he'll take it nevertheless.
Absolutely. So this is where we are at. It's now down to the business end, the 72nd hole of the CIDCO Open presented by Larsen and Tourbo. And it's coming down to a dogfight between Veer Alawat and Rohan Dole Patil.
And I think the final group is already underway. I think they've hit their tee shots.
Oh, yes, they would have. And they'd be finding their way walking down the 18th fairway or the 72nd fairway, as you may have it. Lovely visuals here, ladies and gentlemen, and young junior golfers. These are the wonderful opportunities that this game presents you. A great layout, a great track, a great day out. Come here with your friends and family and enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, if that's not a beautiful postcard, I don't know what is. I look forward to myself playing this golf course soon. It's really a sight for sore eyes, isn't it?
Well, if you are my partner, I will help you with the lines and strategy. Otherwise, sir, you are on your own.
Well, if I'm your partner, I'll have the added pressure of ensuring that we win.
Well, absolutely. You will always be my friend first. Look at that visual. Sorry to interrupt you. That beautiful guest house coming up on top of the hillock. It's a CIDCO guest house for their very special guests. And what a delightful place to set that guest house up.
Yes, absolutely. You have the bird's nest almost, and you have a bird's eye view as well. And here on 18,
that's Rohan Dole Patil, who's blown it down the right side. That's not a great place at all, I can tell you, because there is a water channel that and he's going to have to chip out, it seems. So he's not in the water channel, it seems, but he's clearly has zero chance to get to that green.
Well, I think that
Shaurya, you called it. You said it is down to Rohan's tee shot on this hole. You actually called it.
It was imperative that he hit the fairway here, because now we're also seeing Veer. I think Veer is also in a spot of bother.
Don't tell me.
But he's in the rough. I think he's fine. So
yeah, see, because what happens is you got to keep it under the trees to hit your second. Now, if you're not far up enough and don't have a great lie, you see there's that channel that runs across the front, from the front left of the green to about 60 yards down towards the right side of the fairway. So there's no chance of getting the ball to scamper up to the front of the green.
Now his caddy is
it's not a nice place.
Looking on pensively, not quite certain what kind of lie that is. I think you've hit the nail on its head that he might have to actually just chip out. So it's going to be, he can still make a par with if he can get himself into a good position, but I don't know how easy that will be either.
Well, we have some locals also very curious about the happenings. Getting a bird's eye view, literally.
And I'm yet to see where. So Veer, I think Veer is hitting his shot. Yes, Veer.
He has hit something somewhere.
And he's also not.
He's looking rather.
He hit an absolute beauty. If that's it, that is his ball. He was looking a little nonchalant, but I think that was that was humility. That's what a brilliant shot from the rough, and I think he sealed the deal here.
Yeah, I think that would probably be it, because now on screen we have Subhash Tamang.
I must say that Subhash has hit a blistering drive down
here. Sneaky long for sure.
Yeah. Long. He's got that sinewy frame, very strong in the arms, and able to generate a lot of speed. Look at that. Very good through the ball.
Oh, yes. Subhash Tamang hails from the Himalayan kingdom, we know as Nepal, our friendly neighbors,
Good
lovely
shot.
people there, very hospitable as well when we go there for our holidays.
He's got that wiry strength in him and hit a beautiful approach shot to about 20 feet. So if he can indeed make that, then Subhash would move to 7 under par. Currently, he's tied with Czechia's Stepan Danek. So we have 2 internationals in the top 10 and Anthangaraja just on the outside looking in
And,
at.
and Subhash himself, a pedigree player, he's won the Indian national title, the All India, a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see what Rohan Dhole Patil can do from here.
He really has his hands full because he's not really given himself much to work with.
Yes.
I
think chipping out will not be too straightforward either from where he is.
Because, I suspect he's below fairway level. At least it seems so. No, I think he's all right. It is going to be a chip out. There's no doubt about it. Look at where he's lining up. He's trying to get it through the trees. And in the electricity box that probably controls the irrigation system.
So if you hit that, you get a reshot?
No, it's not a reload. It's there, but it's a fixed impediment. If it was in his swing or in his stance or interfering with the ball position, he would have had a drop. But it's just there's no line of sight relief from a fixed impediment.
That's brilliant. For all our viewers wondering what happens if he hits the electricity box, there's no getting away from it. You have to produce a great shot here. It looks like he's really going for it. So maybe he has a line. I don't know.
No.
He'll have to
He's coming out at 90 degrees. He's at 90 degrees. There's nothing there for him.
He'll have to muscle this out. He's being rather deliberate on this one. Is Rohan Dhole Patil. Seems to have had good contact.
Don't know what he's doing. Where it is.
I think that's Subhash's ball, which we can see about 20 feet left of the flag.
Rohan, was on a bit of uphill lie. He had to sort of wedge it. Let's see what's happening because there's just a lot going on out there.
Exactly. So we'll know in a while. And please stay glued to your TV sets or your laptops or phone, whatever your implement of choice is. Now, first of all, thank you for staying with us this long. And if you're just joining us, we'd say it's never too late to join a party.
Absolutely, and this golf course, a word to be said about it has absolutely not disappointed. It has held up its own and given the pros a lot to think about. And I can assure you it will be a featured golf course on our rota going forward at the PGTI.
Yes, it's going to be one that the players keenly look forward to. Now, I've got glowing praises about this venue from the entire field, especially the putting surfaces. They've really enjoyed. Players do love quick greens. And there's our look at Mr. Chari, tournament director.
He's quite the legend, very well respected in India and across the world. Waved the flag for Indian golf very, very high.
Yeah, golf runs in his veins. He's very passionate about the game and devotes a lot of time, even apart from just.
So
refereeing.
Interestingly, Sampath also hails from Pune, and would have known Rohan from his times as a very young golfer as well. That's Vijit Nandarjog, the golf course designer, in the dark blue shirt, sitting in the center.
That's a proud moment for him.
Indeed, to host an event on a course designed by him. Kudos, well done, Vijit. Golf Design India. He is also one of the tour partners. So, double pride right here.
That's Mr. Amandeep Joel. Standing alongside Mr. Kapil Dev.
Then the 18th green here itself lends itself as a very nice setting to a good finish. The surrounds are set up higher, so it's sort of a stadium setting. Great visuals also of approach shots being hit into this green from a fairway set below the green. Very, very exciting.
It's good to see the crowds out in force as well. People are enjoying their game. And of course, it's the 72. The league has also been launched, and that it's going to be really interesting. 60 players will be selected, and there's no cap on the top 60. Any player, professional, can be selected by the team owner. So it's going to be a league that's going to be very keenly contested. Yeah, waiting to find out where Rohan Dhole Patil has hit his second. And while we do that, it seems that 2 putts might indeed be good enough, unless Rohan can
for
make...
Veer to stamp his authority on the inaugural CIDCO Open.
Yeah, he has a one-shot lead. So he's already hit it about 15 feet beyond the flag, and Rohan has chipped up to about 10 feet. So Veer Lawat has 2 putts to become the inaugural champion of the CIDCO Open, presented by Larsen and Tourbo here at Kharghar Valley Golf Course in Mumbai.
So definitely not the finish that young Rohan would have wanted, but no shame nonetheless in coming up.
I think he should be proud of himself, the way that he's played.
Absolutely. He did bounce back strongly after bogeys on 12 and 13 with 3 consecutive birdies on 14, 15, 16. Almost birdied 17. But, well, it is a game of inches, centimeters, millimeters, whatever you call it.
And this is going to be his best finish on the Professional Golf Tour of India for Rohan Dhole Patil. So he's going to go from strength to strength. He's been a professional for quite a while now, and this is a good finish for him.
Yes, it will be a solo second, and as you were alluding previously, it will certainly help him jump up the order of merit into the top 25 or top 30, which will give him better status going into the next season. And that said, good momentum going into the Tour Championship next week in Jamshedpur.
Yeah, he'll move up to 28 lakhs and then some, so that should be good enough to get into the top 30. So, well done to
Subhash Tamang putting for birdie.
Yeah, after that stellar shot by Subhash.
And that would be to finish 2 over for the day after the horrific 6 over after 10 holes. Well, he misses that, but not much work left.
Nevertheless, a valiant effort by Subhash. Birdies on hole 11, 12 and 16. He's done really well on the back 9, and he finishes the week in tied 6th position.
Now we have our tournament leader, our current reigning order of merit number 1, until, of course, Yuvraj takes over at the end of the season.
Yeah, really pushed today by Rohan Dhole Patil, and he's come up with all the answers.
Indeed, experience is the answer.
And he's been very self-assured.
There you have it.
That looks like a good
nice
putt.
Stroke.
And that's how you get it done, ladies and gentlemen. He waited to run the gauntlet by Rohan Dhole Patil, but
and he did it in 1. Well done.
There were cudgel blows, but he stayed undeterred. And that's the reason that he's the reigning number 1 player on the Professional Golf Tour of India, ladies and gentlemen.
A solid birdie, 14 under finish. And, well, that is the end, or as they would say in Maharashtra, program some play.
Absolutely. Have a look at that again. That's how you get it done in style to win the inaugural CIDCO Open, presented by Larsen and Tourbo. A left-right putt for our reigning number 1 player. And look at that. Cool as ice.
Absolutely brilliant. Well done, Veer. You have a lot to be proud of. That's been a very emphatic win, a solid finish.
I'll tell you, he's not that emotive, but that was fist bump worthy. What a putt from 25
Indeed.
feet.
He's got his job done. And that certainly has broken Rohan's heart, not giving it his best on that last 3-footer. Understandable. He will be disappointed with himself, but I can assure you, Rohan will rise to shine another day.
And that's now is the time to cool off. There have been a lot of birdies here, and it's about time that he can kick back and enjoy. So finally see a smile crack through for the serious Veer. Not that emotive. Doesn't get perturbed by bogeys. Doesn't get too happy with birdies either. And so he's really been a great front runner this week. He was pushed to the limits. And under pressure is when you really do find yourself.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the End of the inaugural CIDCO Open presented by Larsen and Tourbo. Great visuals on the 18th green. And this course, having stood its ground, shown its teeth, had the best in the country, some of the best international players here as well, plying their trade on the PGTI. And well done, CIDCO. Well done, Kharghar Valley Golf Course. Well done, IPI. Well done, PGTI.
Please do stay with us because we would be bringing to you the highlights from all the action and, of course, the star-studded prize ceremony.
And that on the screen is the driving range. Beautiful driving range, 300 yards long, two tire, 120 yards across, left to right, and a completely separate, fabulous short game and wedge area where you can work with your sand shots, bunker play, pitches from about 80 yards in, and chips. All varieties, different lies, roughs, fairway, all sorts of preparatory work can be done there.
So there's a look at the final top 10. And I must say that we're really won in stellar fashion. And I was most impressed by Rohan Dhole Patil. And in third position is Manu Gandas. And these are some of the highlights of the day. Of course, we will be having a look at that beautiful hole-in-one as well. Michele, my apologies, Ortolani in tied third position. Dhruv Sharon, Anshul Khabatial, Subhash Damang, Stepan Danek, Akshay Sharma, Ravi Kumar round up the top 10 positions this week. And here's a look at that ball disappearing for a beautiful hole-in-one, and a prize fund of 1 lakh will be given to Ravi Kumar on top of the top 10 prize money. So make a hole-in-one and...
definitely a very nice payday for him. And Veer Alawat also bringing in the best round of the day today at 4 under. Course was playing tough, playing firm, and we did not disappoint.
Yeah, despite 3 bogeys and a double. So he had 7 birdies and an eagle. What a player.
So he really brought it down Shaurya when it was time to bring down the hammer.
And a look at Michele Ortolani, also a good week for him.
His best finish as well, I believe, in India on PGTI. So best efforts from Rohan Dhole Patil and Michele Ortolani. So that's something the beautiful game and tour goes up repeatedly.
Shows you that the 4 under par is the lowest round today. This tells you about the degree of difficulty that the players faced.
Well, like we said, this course is no pushover, my friend. This is a course that will grow from strength to strength.
Really a tale of 2 halves here. I tell you, the first 12 holes you can drop so many shots, especially even on 17, 18. But middle you get a little bit of a reprieve. Ravi Kumar there.
Yes.
There's a lot of action today, Ravi Kumar, and that's Akshay walking that in.
Yes. And I can assure you, Shaurya, and Ashwin and our viewers that the wind hasn't really been up this week. But were that to happen, and I'm sure it will at future PGTI events at this venue, you will see a completely different golf course and a completely different storytelling.
Look at the front 9, hardly any birdies in the back 9. The middle of the back 9 is littered with birdies and eagles, and really confusing golf course, I tell you that much. You really don't know what to think about it. It's difficult, it's easy. The only thing you can say that it is a true test of golf, and it is immaculate. This was a stellar shot by Rohan on 16. If he were to make this putt, maybe he could have...
well, he didn't miss his putt on 17 by very much either. But then, of course, that's the game of golf, that's life. But the what ifs is what it is, and one that's most deserving shall come out.
This was a putt that just about missed up. And on 18, Manu Gandas here after that very good chip shot. He was trying to win the tournament. Winners don't really play for second position.
So while, of course, we've seen all of this go down, our co-commentators and Ashwin have been absorbing the action. Ashwin, how did you find the closing holes of the day?
And how did you find this putt, Ashwin?
Outstanding putt to start with, and this is the way a golf tournament should pan out if people have to come and watch it. Interest in cricket usually builds up in the last few overs, in super overs, and so on and so forth. Similarly, playoffs in golf and such finishes, such close finishes. Nobody wants to see a man run away with a 5-stroke lead, and it takes away interest from the final day. It's such a close-fought contest, such equally talented golfers contesting and showcasing some of the best skill sets on a golf course. This is exactly what a golf tournament is about, and the Kharghar Valley Golf Course has witnessed on debut one of the closest fought golf tournaments in PGTI history.
Yes, very eloquently put. It's been a brilliant week. I think when you venture out for the first time, you don't quite know what's going to happen. I think the hospitality has been spot on. The golfing conditions, which is paramount for all the players, that's been something that you can only dream of. Manicured fairways, great greens, and the standard of golf, of course, on the Professional Golf Tour of India is always right up there. And the internationals as well, adding the flavor, the Italian flavor, Nepal, Czechia, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Zimbabwe, Uganda. My apologies.
The US of A as well.
Yes.
Our good friend Koichiro Sato, who was cruising along after 36, then struggled on the last two rounds.
So a lot of nationalities. It shows you the reach of the Professional Golf Tour of India, and it's soon becoming a destination where international players want to play. And if you fancy yourself as a good golfer, I've got some great news for you. The Professional Golf Tour of India qualifying school comes up in only 1 month, and you can enter. You need a handicap of two or better from any recognized, I believe it's 2 or 3. Please do confirm that. But you can enter.
Yes, go to the website, download the form, fill it up, send your entry fees, and
send your entry fee. And if you fancy, you think you have what it takes to take on the best in the country and the world, then please do fill the application, and don't be shy. I'd say if you don't buy the ticket, you will never win the raffle.
Well said, Shaurya. And yes, indeed, the PGTI Q School presents a lot of opportunity to a lot of young golfers, also to a lot of young amateurs to test their skill against emerging professionals and to baseline and benchmark themselves at the level that they need to be to make professional golf their career choice. So definitely, the PGTI putting themselves out there, the league, the Q School, the opportunities to play overseas.
There's a lot to play for. The prize money is stupendous. It's growing year by year. The league as well. And the great news is the league is not just restricted to the top 60. It's any professional who the team owners fancy. So if you think you have what it takes, then maybe go for the qualifying school, play the pre-qualifying, and then the final stage. And you never know. You could be playing for glory, greenbacks, and so much more.
Indeed, Shaurya. And you yourself have been on the PGTI and had a card for several years. So, this bit of information, advice, and guidance coming from Shaurya should mean a lot to, the young viewers and their parents who, intend to pursue this as a career option or as a career choice. Sport, of course, needless to say, is a great leveler. A lot of life skills to be learnt, and you travel the world, meet a lot of lovely people, see a lot of new things, and experience cultures, doing something you absolutely love and are good at. So there you are. We have now one event left on our PGTI calendar, and that's going to be in the steel city of Jamshedpur, our tour championship 2 crores prize fund. And then, of course, a break for the players in January when you have the Q School. And then, of course, the inaugural PGTI league called 72. So lots of golf ahead. And once again, kudos and congratulations to CIDCO, the City and Industrial Development Corporation of Maharashtra, for setting up this gorgeous golf course, making it the way they have. It's absolutely top class, international in every sense of the way you look at it. A great practice facility, driving range, development program, and a lovely clubhouse under construction that should be up and about in about a year's time. Well done, PGTI.
Yes, indeed. And the tour will move on to the final tournament of the season, the Tata Steel Tour Championship. It's going to be a big one, worth 2 crore. And the lead on the order of merit, the amount would be extended by Yuvraj there. So it's going to be a tournament that one should definitely watch out for. And post that, as I just stated previously, we'd have the qualifying school where there are multiple stages owing to the quantity of entries that we get.
And just a quick note, one of our viewers has also sent in a note that Michele Ortolani's highest finish on the PGTI was at the Ahmedabad Open behind Thangaraja. So it's just awesome that the way, even our viewers chime in with nuggets of information that we can share with you and make us all look better. He's also finished runners-up on Asian Development Tour event. So that is the story of Michele Ortolani. Big shout out again to all our viewers. Keep all those nuggets coming in. We love that. Thank you so much.
Yes, a really proficient golfer, Michele. And even Koichiro Sato, who was and at the top 10 scores. We'd implore you to stay with us for a little while more, and we will bring you the prize presentation.
Excellent detail, dominant, spectacular pro-am on the Sunday, very well attended. And then of course the practice rounds and outstanding event. Great addition to the professional golf event in Western India. And who would have believed that this gem of a golf course would be just a 45-minute drive from the mega city of Mumbai. Thank you to, of course, government of India. Very important that state governments and the local development government authorities developing properties and infrastructure. This beautiful game of golf and other sports. Very important for the journey of sport for the Indians. So quick roundup of the top 10. Veer Alawat at 14 under, followed by Rohan Dhole Patil at 11 under. A bit of heartbreak for him on the last hole. Great recovery shot, but then a missed putt. But by then, of course, Alawat had already sealed the deal. Manu Gandas and Michele Ortolani tied third at 10 under, followed by Dhruv.
A very good afternoon, viewers. We welcome you to the prize presentation ceremony of the CIDCO Open 2025 presented by Larsen and Tourbo. It's been a fascinating week of golfing action here at the heavenly Kharghar Valley Golf Course at the inaugural edition of the CIDCO Open presented by Larsen and Tourbo. This was the first time PGTI staged an event in Navi Mumbai and at this wonderful venue KVGC. There were standout performances this week from the likes of Veer Alawat, Michele Ortolani, Koichiro Sato, Rohan Dhole Patil and Subhash Tamang, to name a few. At the end of it, we witnessed the emergence of a deserving champion. Now to begin proceedings, I'd like to request the following gentlemen to kindly join me here on stage as part of the prize presentation party. Mr. Kapil Dev, President PGTI, Shri Vijay Singhal, Vice Chairman and Managing Director CIDCO, Shri Shantanu Goyal, Joint Managing Director CIDCO, Mr. Srinath Rao, Senior Vice President and Head Special Assignments L&T, and Mr. Amandeep Johal, CEO PGTI. Before we start off, I'd like to request Shri Vijay Singhal to kindly address the gathering.
I'll welcome you all. Honorable Shri Kapil Dev ji, who is the President of the PGTI and legendary cricketer. I welcome to the Kharghar Valley Golf Course. Last 4 days have been excellent for all of us. This is the first tournament which we have conducted after we made this course as an 18-hole golf course. Almost 126 participants played the game. This is a truly international game in a way. Like there have been players from US, Italy, Czech, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. I am sure all of you had a great time. I was interacting with a number of players And I'm glad to organize this event at the Kharghar Valley Golf Course. And I can assure you that this is just a beginning. There will be many more tournaments and the much bigger and the much better which will be conducted in the future. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I'd now request Mr. Kapil Dev to kindly address the gathering. Sir, 2 words.
Namaskar, good afternoon. First of all, I want to say thanks to CIDCO. They have taken so much pain and tried to give us the golf course, which truly one of the best, I would say. The first time when you have a tournament. अच्छा लगा. बाकी उससे भी अच्छा लगा इतने लोग आए देखने के लिए. I want to say thanks to the media, all the sponsor, everybody, including, our past sponsors also. All the players, you participated, you played really well. I like to see the score should be close to 20, but nevertheless, first time you playing here and you come out with a good total. Very nice, and wish everybody all the best. Thank you to the media, sponsor, and all of you who are the great spectator. Thanks to the players. Carry on. Keep on playing the same way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We'll now move on to the plaque presentation ceremony, and I would now request Mr. Kapil Dev to kindly present plaques on behalf of PGTI as tokens of appreciation to the following gentlemen, beginning with Sri Vijay Singhal, Vice Chairman and MD, CIDCO. Thank you, sir, for all your support, making it possible for us to have this event here this week. I now request Kapil, sir, to present the plaque to Mr. Srinath Rao, Senior Vice President and Head, Special Assignments, L&T. Thank you for your support, sir. We move on to the announcement of the social media contest winner, and I would request Sri Shantanu Goyal, Joint Managing Director, CIDCO, to kindly present the check of rupees 10,000 to the best reel of the week by a PGTI professional to Dhruv Shoran, who had 12,000 views to his reel. And there were hole-in-ones galore this week. 3 holes in 1. I would request Mr. Srinath Rao, Senior Vice President and Head, Special Assignments, L&T, to kindly present the prize for the 3 holes in 1 made by Maniram on the 17th, Dipankar Kaushal on the 3rd in round 1, and Ravi Kumar today on the 13th in round 4. We caught it on camera. The 3 players will receive checks of rupees 1 lakh each. Right now, would request the 3 players to kindly make their way to the stage to receive the prize from Mr. Srinath Rao. All together. Maniram was the first one to make it at this new course in round 1, followed by Dipankar Kaushal and Ravi Kumar today. Now there was also a course record this week. I would request Sri Shantanu Goyal, Joint Managing Director, CIDCO, to kindly present the prize to Rohan Dole Patil for setting the course record. He fired a 7 under 64 in round 3. Rohan receives a check of rupees 1 lakh for his effort. Well done, Rohan. We move on to the main prizes, and I would request Sri Vijay Singhal to kindly present the check to our runner-up this week, Rohan Dole Patil. Scores of 70, 69, 64 and 70 for a total of 11 under 273 from the home state of Maharashtra, from neighboring Pune. 11 under 273 wins himself a prize money check worth rupees 10 lakh. And finally, would request Sri Vijay Singhal and Mr. Kapil Dev to kindly jointly present the trophy and the giant check to our winner. 65, 65, 73, 67, Veera Lawat, 14 under 270. bags his second title of the year and his 6th win overall, pushes him from 18th to 11th on the PGTI order of merit. He will take away a prize money check worth rupees 15 lakh. It's now time for the winner's speech. From there.
Hello everyone. I would like to start by thanking the sponsors, CIDCO and L&T, because of whom this tournament was possible. Secondly, the golf course. I think it's one of the best golf course and a very good layout. And we would love to come back here. I've played in a lot of courses outside, and it matches that kind of a golf course. So would love to be back here. And second, I would like to thank my family. They have a huge role for this win, and my coach. Thank you.
Congratulations to the champion once again. We'll take another few minutes of your time, Veer, before you rush off. After the presentation, your bite, just 2 minutes. Before we wrap up, we'd like to thank our title sponsor, CIDCO, our presenting partner, Larsen and Tourbo, and also a mention of Mr. Cyrus Dadachandji, Joint General Manager, Corporate Brand Management and Communications, L&T, who's among us here today. We would like to thank the host venue, Kharghar Valley Golf Course, all players, referees and officials, Mr. Vijit Nandrajog, a big thank you to him, and the team from CIDCO, Poonam Kokas, Gandhali, Priya. Thank you to PGTI's tour partners, Rolex, Amul, IndusInd Bank, Victorious Choice, Campa, Amrutanjan Electro Plus, Golf Plus Monthly, Golf Design India. Thank you to ABP Live and Waves OTT for the outstanding live telecast of the event. It's time to say goodbye to our online and TV audiences and the players, but we will see you on the other side of this short break at the Tata Open 2025, the season finale in Jamshedpur next week.